19-year-old Andrea Hadley is suing ex-roommates 20-year-old Edwin Nieves and 21-year-old Jason Pinch for damage to her property. Edwin and Jason are countersuing for a blood-stained carpet that resulted from her stabbing herself.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please. Yeah, this is case number 214 on the calendar in the matter of Hadley versus Nieves Pinch. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Who is Mr. Nieves?
I'm Mr. Nieves.
Miss Hadley, according to the complaint that I've read, you and Mr. Nieves had been friends for quite a long time. And there came a point when you were having difficulty with your boyfriend, and he moved out of the home that you were sharing together. So you asked Mr. Nieves if you could live with him.
Right.
And Mr. Nieves was living with Mr. Pinch. And they said, yes, come and live with us.
Yes.
Are you frightened?
A little bit.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, according to you, an incident occurred, which we'll get into in a minute. You went into the hospital for a while. When you came out, you found that they had packed your stuff and moved you out.
Correct.
And you claim kept some of your stuff. They either had or sold or destroyed. The defendants have a counterclaim, which I have a sense you would not have pursued but for this lawsuit. Is that right?
Exactly.
But you were pretty annoyed that after what you perceived to be your kindness, she has the audacity to sue you. So now you are counterclaiming for things like loss of your security deposit because of this incident that we're going to get into, some rent, expenses, some bills. All right. Why did you and your boyfriend separate?
We were just having a lot of problems because I was an emotional wreck. I was trying to deal with my mother's death. I wasn't working at the time. I was just having a lot of problems.
Did he move out or did you move out?
I kicked him out.
And then you couldn't afford the apartment yourself?
Right.
Now, when you came to move in with the defendants, I understand that you started to invite the boyfriend over.
Yes, and I did ask if they minded if he came over, and they said no.
But according to your papers, there was still a lot of arguing going on between you and your boyfriend.
Correct. We were trying to work things out.
In their house?
Correct.
Is this the boyfriend?
Yes.
So you left your house where you were arguing with your boyfriend, you moved into their house and you're arguing with your boyfriend, and then on a particular day an incident occurred. You want to tell me what happened?
I had enough. I had a nervous breakdown, and I stabbed myself.
Where did you stab yourself?
In the leg.
Stabbed yourself in the leg to make a point to your boyfriend?
Correct.
And you did that on the carpet?
Right.
What color carpet was it?
Tan.
And what did you try to do in order to get out the stains, the blood stains?
They had some carpet cleaner stuff, or what I thought was carpet cleaner, and I sprayed it on the floor and didn't realize that it had bleach in it.
So it ruined the carpet?
Correct. One little spot.
Okay. Now, after the stabbing incident, you went to the hospital. Just the first time you had stabbed yourself? How long were you in the hospital?
Overnight.
When you left the hospital, where did you go?
To their house to get some clothes.
And where were you going to go from there?
To my sister's for a couple of days.
And what happened when you went to their house?
I had seen there were a few things, when I went inside, there were a few things in the hallway, and Jason had told me that Edwin had put them outside and he brought them back in because it was raining.
So you took some clothes?
Yes.
And you said, I'll come back for the rest of this stuff later?
Right.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
And you went to your sister's house? How long did you stay in your sister's house?
One night.
And then where did you go?
I came back to get my things, and they were all outside.
What things are you talking about?
I had a whole apartment worth of stuff.
Like what?
Valuables that my mother had given me. I had her.
Give me an example.
Her jewelry, I had her hair, I had her clothes, plus my things, my clothes, my shoes, my bed, mattresses, blankets, everything.
You moved in with a bed?
Yes.
Where's the bed?
The bed's in the house. We have the pictures of the bed at the house right now.
At your house? And she's welcome to have that?
Yeah.
Why would I want it after it sat in the rain for several hours, which I have the pictures of it sitting in the rain and it's all wet?
We have
the pictures of it that it's perfectly fine.
What kind of bed is it? Wood bed?
It was a wood bed.
It doesn't get destroyed in a couple of hours.
But that's not the point. The mattresses are going to be ruined. They're going to smell like mildew. You can't wash mattresses.
Did you go and look at them?
No, I haven't even spoken to them.
Well, you should. Now, Mr. Nieves, what property of Miss Hadley's do you have in your house?
Her teddy bears, we have plates. We got some pictures if you want to see them.
Can I see them, please?
We have Christmas ornaments. We have her makeup still in our house. Like, little
We have her
things.
CDs, we have her cordless phone, we have her curtains.
A curling iron, hair dryer.
Where's the list? Yeah, this is a list of everything that we have.
Okay, can I see it, please? Now, there were some items that you say you did give to Salvation Army, or...
Right, after we put the stuff outside, it had started to rain, and she came with a truck to pick it up and didn't take any of the stuff that was outside.
It was ruined.
It was not ruined. It started to rain maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we brought it back inside. And it was inside plastic bags, inside boxes, and it was fine. We put it downstairs in the basement, and then for 2.5 months, we tried to contact her.
My witness seen this.
I'm going to interrupt.
We called her sisters several times. She never called us back. She never came to see if her stuff was ruined or not. She never opened bags when it was outside. We had to sign a new lease because we had new landlords, and part of the lease was that we had to get rid of the stuff. And after 2.5 months, we would assume that the property was abandoned after that long of time, so.
You did, in fact, take some of the stuff upstairs.
Right.
Yeah.
You have 4 small plates, 4 big plates, 3 smaller plates, 6 cups, a curling iron, blow dryer, candlestick holders, picture frames, 2 phones, movies, 5 CDs, teddy bears, makeup in a box, bed set, curtains, Christmas ornaments, and your books. Now, why didn't you go over and get these things?
They were sitting in the rain, and I'm not going to take... The boxes were ruined. They were wet. They were soggy. I could not pick them up and take them.
Just pay attention, Miss Hadley. The day that you brought the truck over, why didn't you take your things?
We didn't have an actual truck. We had a little Jimmy SUV that belonged to Carrie.
Yes.
And Carrie had her stuff in there, plus she was trying to fit our stuff.
Who's Carrie?
Carrie is the chairperson for USA Boxing. She's my sister's trainer, and she's very close to our family.
Just a minute. So you didn't bring an empty truck over there?
No.
Why not?
Because Carrie's stuff was in there. Because we came straight from the gym.
And where were you taking her stuff?
Nowhere. That was Carrie's. It's Carrie's truck. Carrie decided to leave her stuff in her truck. That's her business.
Well, why didn't you take her stuff out?
I don't know why.
I'm speaking to you. Why didn't you take her stuff out for a couple of hours so that you could go and pick up your things?
I don't know why she didn't take her stuff out.
Why did you ask her?
Because Carrie's just her own person.
Who's supposed to take care of you? You're supposed to take care of you. Rent a U-Haul it.
With what license?
Miss Hadley, you got it?
Oh, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Hadley says ex-roommates Edwin Nieves and Jason Pinch damaged her property by leaving it out in the rain. Edwin and Jason say Andrea ruined their carpet when she stabbed herself in the leg.
All right. Let me hear about your counterclaim.
The counterclaim's about the rugs.
I assume the counterclaim was mainly about the rugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The rugs belong to the landlord?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we had to pay for any damages. Like in the lease, it says any damages done to the apartment, we have to pay for it out of our own pocket to try to like fix it up and make the apartment better.
Can I see?
We have the pictures. The dates are on the back. It was the week of the 6th. She tried to clean the rugs out with bleach, which made blood stains worse. It made a ring around them. It didn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any proof that you forfeited your security deposit because of the rugs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
This
to
is
see
our
it.
original lease saying that we paid them
Actually, we got
$550.
this.
And this is the new one in the receipt saying that we had to pay it again July 1st.
Yeah, we actually had to come up with another $550 because we had to like re-sign the lease and do a
So what it really cost you out of pocket was $550, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Hadley, I suggest that you get your sister to rent a U-Haul it and go and pick up all the things that they have waiting for you over at the house. You can do that within 5 days of today's date.
Would you like to see my photos of my stuff sitting outside?
No. Should have taken it. That was your responsibility.
My
That was your
sister does
responsibility.
not have a license.
Well, what was
I
she,
have
how
a
was she
license.
driving a Jimmy truck?
She wasn't. Carrie was driving.
So then let Carrie rent a truck.
It's not Carrie's responsibility. She's not my mother.
It's yours. It's your responsibility. I don't care how you do it. It's not their responsibility. They're not
And
your mother either.
We told them that we would be there at 8 o'clock. We were there at 8:02, and my things were sitting outside and had been sitting outside for several hours. And
That's
you can
because
see
Your
it right
Honor-
in the pictures. You can see the rain that has been soaked into the boxes and so forth.
That's because, Your Honor, when she came home from the hospital and 2 boxes were packed, she went ballistic because we had packed up the stuff and threatened to burn our house down, break our stuff, and said she was going
No.
to break into the house and break it. And I have a statement from
Yeah,
my
we
friend
actually
Tina
had
that was there.
psychologically
mentally crazy.
fragile at that time.
Yeah, when she
Right.
did come to with Carrie with the truck, we had a police escort her through the house to make sure
No,
that
we
nothing
had to
was...
call the police
don't
because you weren't
interrupt.
going to let us in.
Don't interrupt.
Exactly, because all of your stuff was outside.
Yeah, we had a police escort her through the house because we didn't want her to come in the house because she was threatening us. She was threatening to break the things in the house. So with the police officer coming through the house, we had her like go through the rooms, get whatever she had in the house, and then she left.
So your claim is dismissed. You pick up your stuff. I will cut an order that you can pick up all the things on that list within 5 days. Your request for a monetary award is denied. On your counterclaim,
Your Honor, may I
however,
say
on your
something?
on your counterclaim, however, I am awarding you $500, and that's because that's what it will probably cost to replace the carpeting that she purposefully, despite the fact that it was probably an episode, a psychiatric episode, she caused damage to your property. So these people were trying to be nice to you, Miss Hadley. That's what they were trying to do.
No,
You don't
actually,
sue
they
people.
weren't.
You don't sue people because they're trying to be
I'm
nice
not
to you.
trying to
That's
sue
all.
them because of I want their
That's
money.
all.
I'm suing them
Parties
because
are
of the
excused.
emotional.
You may step out.
What they did was wrong.
There was blood stains on the carpet. She wasn't apologetic for anything.
If somebody's your friend, you don't tell them to move in and then you throw them
I
out.
let her come in, I let her stay there, and like she took advantage of that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sponsel versus Wilson, step forward, please.
22-year-old student Kimberly Sponsell is suing 23-year-old restaurant hostess Rachel Wilson for a cracked windshield. Kimberly claims a drunken Rachel jumped on the hood of her car.
Ms. Sponsel, on the 9th day of June of this year, you're driving home,
Yes,
and it's about 2 o'clock in the morning.
2:15, yeah.
And all of a sudden, the defendant lands on the windshield of your car, breaking your car window. You want her to pay for it.
Yes,
She says it's not her fault.
correct.
Explain it to me.
One night, one friend, one bar. Over the
What?
course of, I was at a bar one night, and over the course of 3 hours and 20 minutes, I had 2 drinks and 2 shots. He had 2 beers and 2 shots. We left our drinks unattended quite a bit and went out to smoke cigarettes several times, came back to the bar, finished our drinks. They called last call. We're exiting the bar. And as I am walking up the stairs, boom, blackness. I blacked out completely. He recalls telling me to...
Don't tell me what he recalled telling you. Don't tell me what
Okay,
anybody
well,
else
I
told
don't
you.
remember anything then. From that moment, I woke up elsewhere. So,
Where did you wake up?
in jail.
So you don't recall what happened?
I believe, I know this is me believing, that I think somebody put something in my drink. I know how to drink. I have drinking for a long time. I know what I can handle, and through no fault of my own, I was drugged.
What were you charged with?
Public drunkenness, which I was already tried for in court and pled no contest. And then
Okay.
vandalism.
Okay. So you were tried.
Right.
You pled no contest, which is a plea of guilty. I'm sure the judge explained that to you.
I
You plead
figured
no
I was
contest.
damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Just follow my questions.
I'm following you.
You pled no contest, which I am sure the judge told you was the same as a plea of guilty.
No, neither did the public defender make me aware of that.
Well, what happened as a result of your pleading no contest?
I paid $175.
So you paid a
And-
fine.
Right,
Well, they didn't make you pay a fine unless you were found guilty of something.
right.
We just don't do that to people
I'm
in this
kind of
country.
confused though because whatever went down, apparently the police came, handled me. I went to jail. They claimed I was drunk. They gave me no BAC. There's no indication as to how intoxicated I was. They were just going on the fact that
And
my
you shouldn't
speech
have,
was slurred and
and
my
you
eyes
shouldn't
were
have
blurry.
pled no contest.
What should I have said? I wasn't being tried for vandalism. I
No,
was
you
being
should have-
tried for...
You should have said, I'm not guilty. You prove that I'm guilty of public intoxication. Show me a breathalyzer test. Show me a blood test. I'm not guilty. I was not drunk. But instead of pleading not guilty, you pled in effect. I can't answer these charges. And if I went to trial, I would more likely than not be found guilty. I'll plead no contest. I'll pay my fine. Now describe to me what happened at 2:15 in the morning as you're driving home.
I turned onto a street which had freeway access, and I saw the defendant in the middle of the road, and she was cursing and staggering her out. She looked obviously intoxicated to me, but
Was she with anyone?
no, she was by herself in the
She
middle
was
of
in
the
the
road.
middle of the road?
In the middle of the road.
So what did you do?
I was stopped, and I was kind of just watching her because I couldn't move. And then as traffic started moving, she came closer to my car. So I was kind of edging forward at the time because I didn't know what she was going to do. And then it became clear that she was going to try to pass in front of my car, so I stopped. And then she just suddenly jumped on the hood of my car and kind of crawled up to the windshield and started banging on the windshield, and she was sitting on the windshield. I was like kind of scared, and within seconds a police officer pulled her off the car, and I have the police report.
Can I see it, please?
And I have pictures of the damage.
Like to see the pictures, like to see the police report. Okay, so this is the statement of the police officer, eyewitness. He said, I saw Wilson, that's you, standing in the middle of the roadway in the 700 block of Fifth Avenue. She was staggering and walking into the path of passing cars. I went over to confront Wilson to remove her from the roadway. Before I could do this, she suddenly jumped onto the hood of the victim's car. Wilson then made obscene gestures to the occupants of the vehicle and thrust her body onto the windshield of the car. The force of her thrust caused the windshield to crack. There was approximately an 8 to 10 inch crack in the windshield directly in front of the driver's view. The officer then immediately pulled Wilson off the victim's car and placed her under arrest. After placing Wilson under arrest for vandalism, I also noticed that she was obviously intoxicated on alcohol. Her breath smelled of alcohol, her eyes were bloodshot red, and her pupils dilated. Her speech was slurred, and her language was offensive.
Judge Judy?
Yes, ma'am.
I also have a copy of the police report, and I believe you neglected to mention that I had charged a pre-existing crack to enlarge. I think that's kind of debatable. You shouldn't roll around with cracks in your windshields because they could break and enlarge. I mean...
Oh, that's true.
Right. So, I mean, who's to say...
But, Miss Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
But for your actions that day, the windshield might have stayed with a slight crack in it for a month, a year, 2 years. But for your actions that day, the windshield would not have cracked the way it did, even if I believe you that the windshield had a prior crack. You are responsible for what you do. You are responsible, Miss Wilson, even if I believed you that you only had a couple of beers and a couple of shots, and maybe somebody, because you left your drinks unattended, drugged them, because that's your defense. Well, that's not her fault. That's your fault.
It's my fault for going out and having somebody drug me.
No, it's your fault. Have you ever heard of drinks being drugged?
Right.
Have you ever heard? No. Listen to me. Have you ever heard of drinks being drugged?
I guess I've heard of it. I don't really go out with that in my mind.
Well, you should go out with that in your mind.
Well, shouldn't she drive around being weary of people jumping on her car and breaking her windshields? It's the same kind of philosophy.
Can I see an estimate, please? Can I see an estimate, please? I'm not going to dignify that stupidity with an answer.
It's the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of thing. I don't go out with that.
It's raining people.
What?
In my mind.
It's raining people.
Yeah. Miss Wilson, I like people who accept responsibility for what they do. There's no question in my mind that you did not go out that evening with the intention of causing any damage to anybody else's property. You went out that evening to have a good time. You had too good a time. As a result of you having too good a time, you caused damage to the plaintiff's car in the amount of $628. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 507 on the calendar in the matter of Simon Copenhagen versus Arzaga. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
You were going to your prom?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that a high school prom?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
When was the prom?
Prom was on June 2nd.
And according to your complaint, you hired the defendant's company, which, is it both? The company belonged to both of you? Mm-hmm. You hired their limousine company to take a group of you to the various prom activities.
That's correct.
You were going to be ending up at the prom itself.
That's correct.
And according to your complaint, whatever limousine they sent for you turned out to be a disaster. It was late, they didn't know where they were going, as a result of which you missed your prom, and you want to be compensated. You want to be compensated for all the costs of your prom tickets, et cetera, and for any deposits that you gave to them. They said, well, this is really all your fault, and aside from that, you violated certain rules, you damaged the limousine, and they are counterclaiming. You made the initial call?
About 2 weeks before prom, I called them to request a 14-passenger limousine for June 2nd, Tribeca Hills prom at the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. Then I gave them the address where we were supposed to be picked up, and that was all. They didn't ask anything else, and that was it.
You told them that ultimate destination was the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
That's correct.
Is that where the prom was?
Prom was ended up being at its Yorba Linda Community Center.
But they had the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. That's what
correct.
you gave them.
Uh-huh.
Now, come prom night, when were they supposed to pick you up?
6:30.
Did you receive any sort of a contract from them?
No.
And it is agreed that you're supposed to pick them up at 6:30.
Yes.
Did the limousine arrive there on time?
No.
Why not?
Because about 45 minutes prior to the actual pickup time, we had called and told them that we were going to be 45 minutes late because one of our previous engagements had run over. So we called them and we told them that we would give them an extra hour free on the back end of limousine service, and they agreed to that. And so.
Well, they had no choice at that point.
Well, no, but they agreed to it.
They had no choice at that point.
Right.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Just a second.
Okay.
So whether they agree to it or not, which is something that I doubt, because they're all dressed up and ready to go to the prom, and you call and say, we're going to be late because we didn't gauge our time properly, that's the wrong thing to happen. Absolutely. Now, did your driver actually get there 45 minutes late, or did your driver get there later than 45 minutes late?
Yes, 45 minutes late.
Is that right?
Well, actually, about 6:50, no limo would show up. We never got that phone call. 6:50 rolled around. I called Rudy, or I called the limo company. I believe I spoke to Mickey or Rudy. They said had no idea why she wasn't there. They would call her, call me back. They called back, said she was on a road that's relatively close to where we were supposed to be picked up. They said she should be there shortly. About 7:20 rolled around. She still wasn't there. So we called again. They said, okay, we will go send somebody to look for her. And they would call us back. They didn't call us back, but in about 10 minutes she showed up.
So she got there at what time?
At about 7:30.
Are you the driver?
Yes, I am.
Step up, please. Tell me your last name.
Arias.
Miss Arias, can you tell me why you were an hour late?
We were running the limousine for other people.
Where were you going?
They got a
Where were
ceremony in the
Where
church.
were the people that were occupying your limousine? Where were they at 6:30?
They were over a little, almost 30 minutes, so that's why we were.
I don't understand what you're telling me.
The other company, the other people that were in the limousine, the reason we were 45 minutes late, not an hour late, is
It was
because
not. It was not an hour.
the other party had, taken longer than they had originally told us. So that's why we called, and we called them.
She said you didn't call them.
We did
Who called them?
We did. Rudy did.
Who called them?
I did call.
You placed a call to them, or you called them back when they said she's not there?
I placed a call to them to tell them that we were going to be late.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to one of the mothers. I'm not sure her name, but one of the mothers answered the phone.
Well, this was a very important event. You folks were not doing the right thing at all. So whether you got there at 7:20 or 7:30, that's still an hour out of their time. Now, where were you scheduled to go at that point?
And next we're going to a major restaurant about 15-20 minutes away in Irvine.
And did you have a reservation?
Yeah, we had to change it the whole time we were calling to find out when we were going to be picked up. So we changed our reservations till 8. We left at 7:30. It's only about 15-20 minutes to get there. She got lost on the way there, got off at the wrong exit.
Okay.
One of the people in our limousine actually lived in the area, so he helped direct the driver to the restaurant, and we got there eventually.
How long have you been driving?
More than a year.
How come you got lost?
I didn't get lost.
No? They said you got lost. How long did it take you to get to the restaurant?
25 minutes.
What time did you get to the
We
restaurant?
got there right before, about 7:55 or 8 o'clock, so it was no problem.
Fine.
On the way, actually, to the restaurant, we saw a man in the other car in a Lincoln Continental, and he was yelling at our driver. We just thought it was somebody with road rage. Later, we found out that's one of the owners who, I guess, went to find the driver.
Who was lost?
Yes. So I guess she said, oh no. We figured out that it was the owner because she said, no, I'm going to go talk to the owner, and there was the angry man from the freeway.
She wasn't lost. The thing is that Rudy was in the area, so he basically
Went to look for her.
No, he was already in the area because he had finished another run. He was already in the area. He wanted to get them to the restaurant as quickly as possible because we were already 45 minutes late to start off, so we figured the best way to do it
Their
was
reservation was at 7 at the restaurant.
7:30.
It only takes 15 to 20 minutes to get there.
You were supposed to get picked up at 6:30. So I assume your reservation was at 7.
Exactly.
You were told that they wanted you there at 6:30. And your first stop was going to be at the restaurant.
Prior to taking pictures, which takes sometimes 20 minutes to take pictures.
They wanted to take pictures
Sure, absolutely.
in the limousine.
At the house.
At the house in front of the limousine. I mean, they don't need you to take pictures unless they want to take pictures in the limousine.
But they need the extra time.
They need the
We
extra
have
time.
pictures because we took them before our pickup date.
They don't need you. All the people were there already, I assume, in one location. So they don't need you in order to take pictures, unless they wanted to take pictures around the limousine.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let me explain something to you. On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day. Okay? I can't tell you how many times I've waited for a car service, and I picked up the telephone, and they say, they're on the FDR Drive, but there's traffic over the 59th Street Bridge. But the idiots don't know that I live over the 59th Street Bridge. So I look outside, and there's no traffic. They're right around the corner. I said, right around the corner, I better run downstairs. They're 3 minutes away. And 20 minutes later, they're still not there. We don't understand it. I've been there. So they wanted you there a half hour early to take pictures of all of them around the limousine, which I assume they didn't get to do as they wanted to do it because you were so late. Right?
Exactly.
So far, I see your counterclaim shrinking.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Serena Simon and her boyfriend Eric Copenhaver are suing limousine company owners Mickey and Rudy Arzaga. Serena and Eric claim their driver picked them up late and then got lost on the way to their prom.
It is clear to me, based upon what you told me before, that you gave the defendants the wrong name of the place where the prom was to be held. Is that right?
Yes, it was Yorba Linda. We told them Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. It was at Yorba Linda Community Center, and
Are those two places close by?
the Equestrian Center doesn't exist. So I'm not sure why they started driving if they had no idea where they were taking us.
Your Honor, can I say something? When Rudy called, or when Serena called and made the reservation, Rudy had explicitly explained to them exactly what we would need in order to get them to their prom, which was an address. Well, when the driver got there, asked for the address, they did not have one. When we got to the restaurant, we asked again. They still did not have one. So Rudy, going out of his way to be nice, because it's their prom night, had decided, okay, well, I'm going to call 411, just give me the name of the place. They had told Rudy Yorba Linda Equestrian Center. So Rudy called 411, and we all know that a lot of times 411 doesn't give the correct address. Well, they gave us an address, but it wasn't the Yorba Linda Equestrian Center because there is no Yorba Linda Equestrian Center.
So Rudy got, just a second, so Rudy got the wrong address.
Yes.
Next.
Then what I did is I got a hold of what's called a bid or an invitation that 5 couples received, and they were supposed to provide us.
Well, just a second. As a result of Rudy getting the wrong address, did he give that address to the driver? Rudy?
Yes.
You gave that address to the driver. You said, I'll take care of it and I'll give the address to the driver. So she takes the address and she starts driving.
Right.
Based upon instructions from you. And you're driving around for a long time? Madam?
Yes, I did.
Well, there are a couple of things that happened between the time they left the restaurant and got to the prom, because a couple of things that were happening throughout is that they were smoking, which they weren't supposed to, because they knew that there were fines involved, but they continued to disobey
smoking in
our
the
policy. Smoking in the limousine. Right after they got in the limousine, right after the restaurant, they even stopped about 15 minutes at around 10 o'clock to smoke outside of a, I don't know, a gas station or a 7-Eleven. So I don't think they were in that much of a hurry to get to the prom. And also at the very end of the prom, we got there at 11:20. The prom ended at 12. And right after they got back into the car to go home, then they started smoking again. I mean, we could take them home, but then, it was their prom, so we wanted to try to be a little flexible. We were 45 minutes late, so we figured, okay, well, we'll go ahead and
Show me
give
a
them.
signed contract that says no smoking.
What we have is our run sheet.
Show me a signed contract that says no smoking.
The only
in
thing we
limo.
have is they refused to sign anything.
That's what I'm asking you, sir. You have no signed.
But it was verbally...
Show me the signed contract where it says
It
no
was
smoking.
verbally mentioned to them when Rudy took the reservation. No, especially on proms, we have to say this. By law, we have to say no smoking, no drugs, no alcohol, because we could get our license pulled. And
He
so they
left
were
alcohol
told
in the
verbally
limo.
many times.
When we got the limo, when it came to pick us up, there were still drinks and dirty cups and things in the back of the limo from the previous run.
Really?
There was alcohol in the
We
limo.
never got a contract.
Just a
We got
second. There was, what kind of alcohol was in the limo?
We're not quite sure.
Just
There was
bottles.
just
I'm
the glass
not
bottles
sure.
and cups and things that are usually in there. There were sodas and things in the limo with us.
You mean dirty soda cups?
Well,
Some
like
of the
dirty
cups
glasses,
were
like
dirty.
napkins used and stuff.
Why didn't you clean the limo, madam?
That's not true.
I believe it.
The lemon was clean.
When did you stop to clean the limo?
At the restaurant.
Shh. When did you stop to clean the limo?
When I went to pick up them, before I clean up everything in the lemon. We never pick up
Just a second. Before you went to pick them up. So you were 45 minutes late, and you're telling me you stopped to clean up the limo before you went to get them?
That's why she was 45 minutes late. She was cleaning the
In
vehicle.
addition,
Rudy!
Well,
Rudy.
that's why she's late.
Rudy!
Yes.
Don't be foolish. Your limo, according to you, arrived 45 minutes late. Their prom lasted until midnight. They wanted to be there at 10:30. You didn't get them there until 11:20. You don't get paid. Period.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Period. And they were smoking. They stopped for 15 minutes. If you're telling me, you said in your answer, they stopped for 15 minutes to smoke outside. Well, if they were smoking outside and they were smoking inside the limousine, there was a lot of smoking. Why would they smoke outside the limousine if they were violating the rules of
Because they
smoking
had to buy
inside?
some more cigarettes because they ran
Thomas
out.
Guide.
What?
She was purchasing a Thomas Guide from the
ran out of
7-Eleven.
They ran out of
Just a second.
cigarettes.
Just a second. Did you purchase a Thomas Guide? Madam, do you understand what I'm saying? Did you purchase a map?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You don't
There's a little
understand the
hard
word map? You see what your problem is? That's part of your problem. Your driver was unable to communicate with the passengers. Please, just pay attention. There are certain tools in the trade. If you are a driver, then you know the word map. I'm not asking her about a colonoscopy. I'm saying the word map. Do you understand? Put your hand down. Driver understands the word map. I said it very, very clearly. What did you do?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I pick them, when they get out from the restaurant, I asked them for the address, if they have a map. And they said, no, we don't have a map. And then I asked them for the address, and they said...
They don't get to go to the prom with a map.
No, Your Honor. Your Honor.
You get out of a restaurant, you get into the car. The driver of the car says, I don't know where we're going from here. So the 10 people that are in the back of the car says, listen, does anybody have the address? No. Let's see if we can call Mom. Maybe Mom has the address.
They never...
Maybe...
Sorry.
But that's not what happened, because when they came out of the restaurant, Rudy had already given her the address.
The incorrect address.
It was the address you got.
From 411.
From 411.
So
which
you
was
mean
the
they
incorrect
should be suing information?
No.
No.
Give me a break.
We're saying
Give me a
that...
break. The only issue that I have really in this case is you arrived late on a prom night. They missed half of their prom, and you have to suffer for that. And if you book them close and once in a while, you lose, like you did in this case, because your driver wasn't there on time, you have to be able to suck it up. That's all. And we shouldn't be in court because you have a business. And if you have a business, you shouldn't want to expose your business. To me, that is a very foolish thing, because they only have one prom. You got a lot of limousine nights. Now, you're suing for...
Your Honor, could I say one more thing?
No. $469, those are your damages
It's
for
actually
prom expenses.
$461, because I found out the boutonniere wasn't as much as I thought. We got the receipt.
And you want your tux rental, your corsage, and your prom ticket back. Is that right?
That's correct.
We actually got there at 11:45.
And the prom, we missed the entire prom because
We just got there just to see what we missed and
they
take
close
pictures.
the doors at 10:30 and don't let anybody else in. And we arrived at 11:45 with 15 minutes left in prom and
They don't
hardly
stop you when you
got in.
come there at 11:45 because everyone's starting to go outside where you're not supposed to go during prom. We got there at 11:20. They wouldn't have let us in. Got there at 11:45 because who goes to prom?
Where did you go after the prom?
We went
sorry.
straight home.
Went straight home. We got lost on the way.
We went home.
to
They tried to give us the contract once we got back home that we were supposed to get at the very beginning of the night and have us sign that, and we all refused.
We're not going to sign when we're like
we
almost in
basically
tears.
wasted an entire night.
So
and
basically,
missed
they don't provide us
once
with
in
an
a
address,
lifetime.
which we don't know how to get to a location unless we have an address.
You're the professionals.
We asked them for an address. How do we know where they're going?
You are the professionals, sir. You don't, you know, you keep wanting to get abused. You are the professionals. You're dealing with a bunch of high school kids who told you this is the address of the restaurant that we're going. Hey, this is the address of the restaurant that we're going to.
And we got there because they gave us an address.
An hour late.
But we got there.
An hour late.
Because we had someone who lived in Irvine.
An hour late. And then your driver, who should have said to you before the run, I don't have the second place where we're supposed to go. I have a feeling she doesn't know whether she's a foot or horseback. She starts going where Rudy told her to go. In any event, she gets there 15 minutes before the prom is over. You've, in effect, ruined their evening, and you're going to pay him $647. And as far as smoking in your limousine is concerned, suck it up.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 592 on the calendar in the matter of Fox versus Rita Ann Turner. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Fox, your car was stolen.
Correct.
When was it stolen?
It was stolen October 6, 2001.
And from where was it taken?
From our apartment complex.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Toyota Camry.
And somehow you came into possession of that car, you're going to tell me how, and totaled it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want the defendant and her mother to be responsible for the damage.
Correct.
What time of the day did you find the car missing?
The car was missing at approximately 8:20 p.m.
Okay. Now, when did you see the car, Miss Rita?
October the 8th.
Tell me where.
They drove up to meet me.
Who's they?
Marcus and...
Marcus who?
Your Honor.
And who else?
Fallon and Renee, Your Honor.
So there were 3 people in the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you said they drove up where?
I was sitting on the curb with my next-door neighbor, Laura, and Michelle, watching the kids play roller hockey. They just drove up on the side, just on the middle of the street.
Yes, go ahead.
And Marcus had asked me to get into the car, and I asked him, whose car is it? And he said it's his friend's car. So I hesitated, but I got in.
You got into the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ever seen that car before?
I saw him driving it before, like a day before.
Okay. Miss Rita, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to understand something. I have this crystal ball that lives with me all the time, so I know everything. So I want you to forget whatever story you told your mother. I want you to forget whatever story you told the police. Because back here, I have this little crystal ball, and I'm going to ask you all kinds of good questions, okay? You saw him driving the car the day before. Where?
Around the apartments.
And was he driving the car erratically? You know what that word means?
Oh, Your Honor.
Was he driving it crazy?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Well, not really. He was just driving fast.
Yeah?
Just around the apartments. We saw him drive by a couple times.
How fast was he driving?
I'm not quite sure.
Was he driving fast enough for you to say, boy, you shouldn't be driving so fast around the apartment complex?
No, Your Honor.
Well, when you say he was driving fast, what does that mean? Like this? What does that mean?
Like, he was just, like, driving, like, by, like, just, like, zoom, and then, like, turning around. Well, the people next to me were like, don't drive so fast. The people that were by Laura.
So he wasn't driving correctly?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And that was the day before?
Uh-huh, or the night before.
So why would you get into a car with somebody who you knew was driving crazy?
I was pressured, Your Honor.
How were you pressured, Miss Rita?
Well, he was just like, come on, get into the car and all this stuff. I don't...
Ah. So now you get into the back seat of the car. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How'd you get into the front seat of the car?
We had went out of the apartments.
Try looking at me when you're talking.
Yes, Your Honor. We had exited out of the apartments and went on the street called Tom and turned, and we were like down this really long street, and he told Fallon to get into the back seat. So Fallon had gotten to the back seat, and he had stopped the vehicle, but he had gotten to the passenger seat, and he told us, like, get into the driver's seat, Mary, and drive.
Just a second. It went that very fast. You're in the back. Marcus moves over to the passenger seat. Is that right?
No, he had stopped the vehicle, Your Honor.
Well, I
on
understand
the side.
that. He stopped the vehicle before he moved into the passenger seat, and then he said to you, you get in the front and drive?
Yeah, he said, Mary, get into the front and drive. And I was like, I don't know how to drive. I've never drove before, you know. And then he was just like, come on, do it. Just get in there. And so I got into the driver's seat, and he told me to hold down the brake, and he put the car in drive, and it started moving a little bit.
and my one foot was on the gas and one foot was on the brake, but I wasn't pushing any of the pedals but the brake. And some people were standing right there and they were pointing over at us and talking. And he had asked me to, he said, go real fast, just drive. And I said, I'm not going to drive. And so he had took both of his hands and pressed my knee down.
That's what you wrote here. Is that the story you gave your mother? Is that the story you gave your mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think your mother believed you?
I suppose so, Your Honor.
I don't. Not for a minute. Not for a minute. Now, do you go to school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you pass your subjects?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does she pass her subjects?
She's failing a couple of them.
Well, then she's not passing them. You have to tell the truth. I'm going to bring you back to something I said before. I want you to think about this. I know everything about you. Everything. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you passing all your subjects?
No, Your Honor.
Which subjects are you failing?
Band and algebra.
What subjects do you do well in?
English.
Any?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, which ones?
English, and I do well in PE and health.
In health? How old are you?
15, Your Honor.
When you got into the car and got into the driver's seat, was there a key in the ignition?
Yes, Your Honor, there was.
There was. Did you have to turn the key?
No, Your Honor.
Because it was already on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, after you started to go very fast down this straightaway, tell me what happened.
Okay, I turned left because I thought I could just pass down the street, and then a truck...
No. Explain that to me very slowly. What do you mean you thought you could just pass down the street?
Well, I mean, like, just turn so from preventing from hitting that wall. There's like a wall right here, and there's a pole, like, right next to it. But a truck was coming down the other street, because there's a street right here, and I thought it was going to hit the truck, so I turned it this way, and it had flew up on a curb and hit the pole.
And then what happened?
Marcus said, run, so we all got out of the car and we took off running.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shondell Fox says former neighbor 15-year-old Mary Rita stole her car and wrecked it. Mary says she was coerced by a neighborhood thug named Marcus.
Okay. Miss Rita, when were you arrested?
About 10 minutes after the car had crashed.
How do you think you were identified as the driver?
They had all found us. They all got us.
How did they get you?
Because they were driving up the street and they told us to stop and put our hands on the hood.
So that the police were coming from the other direction?
Yeah, there's like a street right next to the street.
Okay, and you're running, you and your 3 friends. Is that right?
No. Marcus took off the other way. He got away.
He did? Did they ever arrest Marcus?
No, Your Honor.
Really? Is that right?
Correct.
And where does Marcus live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Try think very, very hard. Where does he live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Approximately where does he live?
I suppose the house is next to the apartments. That's where he always walks. I don't know. Used to when I knew him.
What do you mean? You used to when you knew him?
I don't see him anymore after the accident or anything.
Well, didn't you call him or have your mother call him after this incident happened and say, listen, you really had possession of this car. Why don't you come forward?
We didn't know his full name. I didn't know. She said she didn't know.
Well, now she says she knows.
I made her go to the library at the school and look up the last name in the yearbook.
What school did he go to?
Cheyenne High School, Your Honor.
Did you ultimately give that information to the police?
My husband did.
Good. Okay. Now, can I see the estimates for the damage to your car? See how easy that was, Miss Fox?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I want you to tell me, Miss Rita, why you think you are not responsible for all the damage to the plaintiff's car.
Because I didn't steal it, Your Honor.
So what? You drove it recklessly.
Yes.
You drove it recklessly, and you want me to tell you, Miss Rita, you told your mother that the reason you had the accident was because Marcus took his hands and pushed it against your knee, forcing you to press onto the gas, which caused the accident. Is that right? That's what you told your mother. That's what you just told me.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 minutes later, you told me that you were making a left turn in order to avoid a truck and a pole and a brick wall. You were making a left turn. You didn't say anything about Marcus holding his hands on your leg while you were trying to... Do I need you?
Sorry.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you want to go to the effort of having your parents find out where Marcus lives and suing him for his portion, if there is a portion of the damage, if some judge believes that he was partially responsible for this, you're free to do that. Miss Fox doesn't have to chase down Marcus. You're the one who wrecked her car. What kind of punishment did you receive as a result of this?
I got 247 hours community service and a $350 state fee fine.
What kind of community service are you supposed to do?
I work at municipal pools, cleaning.
Have you started that yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many hours?
I've done 123, I believe.
Can I see your photographs of the accident, please? You're lucky you weren't killed. Where did you leave your keys, Miss Fox?
My mother had the set of keys.
Were there keys in the car?
No.
How did they start the car?
I guess they jimmied it, or with one of the tools that were left in the car.
So there was no key in the car?
No.
That's what I thought. All right, so the value of the car is $3,700. How much did you get from insurance?
From insurance, we got $1,407.
So your actual losses were $2,293, is that right?
Correct.
Expensive mistake. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,293. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He stole his car, and they should have went after him for it.
Sometimes it's not who you're with, it's what you do when you're with certain people. I wanted her to learn a lesson by community service hours.
I think that community service will not teach her a lesson.
Community service sometimes is not enough. You do the best you can on raising your children. You try to teach them right.
Obviously, you should know not to get in a car if you don't have a driver's license and drive it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith versus Wedhoff. Step forward, please.
45-year-old homemaker Bernadette Smith is suing 53-year-old teacher Joanne Wedhoff for running her down in her car. Bernadette says she and Joanne have a history of bad blood.
Miss Smith, according to your complaint and Miss Wedhoff's answer, the two of you have a past history that goes back to the time when your child was in kindergarten.
Yes.
And there was some very bad feeling that arose between the two of you. You didn't like the way she was teaching your child, and there were complaints filed against her. To make a long story short, you haven't liked each other for a long time. Is that right?
Yes.
You claim that the defendant purposely hit you with her car while you were riding your bike.
She tried to run me down.
Oh. She tried to run you down? Okay. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Well, I was riding my bike, which I do all the time, and I'm riding east on Matthews, a block over from where I live, and I'm looking behind me as I'm riding, which I always do.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I see this car coming. I hear this car coming, and first it was coming slow, then it speeded up. It was a van right in front of me, so I tried to get in front of the van, but before I could,
What do you mean that there was a van right in front of you?
There was a van parked in front of me as I was heading to the corner.
Okay.
It was parked.
Okay, so there's a van parked in the lane where you were riding.
Yes.
And a car was behind you.
Coming, yes.
And you said speeding up.
Yes.
And so you were trying to get around this van before the car that was behind you.
Yes.
Why didn't you wait until the car passed you if it was speeding up?
It wasn't speeding at first.
Well, you told me that
it was a ways. I was just a few feet from the van, and I just to go around it, you know, to get to the corner. I had no idea this car was going to speed up.
Go ahead.
And when she saw me, she speed up and tried to hit me. So I fell off my bike onto the van, which broke my fall. And when I looked up and realized who it was, I realized it was her.
So?
And she kept going. She didn't stop to see if I was okay or anything, because she can't say, now I know she knew who I was, or she would have stopped. So I think she deliberately tried to run me down. No, she didn't. She would have hit the van if she would have hit me. I don't think she wanted to hit the van. She wanted to hit me.
Okay. What kind of work do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
How long have you been a teacher?
15 years.
Okay. You were on your way, according to your answer, to school?
Right.
Back to
I run
school?
an errand, yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing the plaintiff?
Yes. I was driving down the center, the middle of down the street. It's a one-way street, and there was a bicycle in front of me in the middle of the street. As I approached the bicycle, there was a woman on the bicycle. She moved over to the left, and as I got right abreast of the bicycle, I realized it was Bernadette Smith. And I just like, started driving, and she screamed at me, and she kind of wobbled a little, and I just kept driving straight, and I got to the stop sign, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I didn't see her on the floor, ground, anything. She's still on the bike. So I turned left and went right to my school, which is a block and a half away, and immediately went in to the principal to tell her what happened. Because there was a restraining order against Miss Smith, there's been a lot of trouble. And the principal...
In your favor?
In my favor.
In your favor?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The principal moved my parking space so my car would be in clear view of the office at all times.
See, now she claimed she didn't even know who I was. This is what she put in her police report, that she didn't even know who I was. She saw a person. Then now she's saying she knew it was me. Yeah, you knew it was me after you tried to hit me.
Ms. Smith, she said she saw a woman riding a bike in front of her. She didn't realize it was you
She
until
knew, yes, she did know it was me.
Well,
She
how
had
do I
seen
know
me
that?
before. She seen me before riding my bike in the neighborhood because I ran into her one day specifically when she was walking her class up the street on foot. And I seen her, but she knew, so she knew it was me.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know whether she knew it was you or not. She'd have to be some nut to try to run you down. That would be ridiculous. Why is there a restraining order against you in favor
Well, at the
of
time, they said I was a troublemaker because I was trying to find out why she was letting so many things go on that was concerning my daughter in her class and never did anything about it.
How long ago was your daughter?
My daughter is now 17 years old.
Your daughter is 17, so
yes.
she hasn't been in the defendant's class for how many years?
She was in her kindergarten class, so it's been a while.
A while? How about 11 years?
Yes.
What I want to know is if there's a restraining order now.
No, there is not a restraining order now.
Oh, there
She's
is
talking about a restraining order back then when she lied to get a restraining order.
So that there is no restraining order in effect now?
No, not that I
Not for the
know
last
of.
10 years?
No, exactly.
No, it was in 96 it ended.
In 96? May I see it, please?
Oops, sorry.
96.
Everything in there was she lied about.
Just a minute.
All lied about, so they wouldn't have to deal with the problems. Because I have the restraining order here, too, if you want to see it. This is the one, the last one that I know of, and everything in here is a lie.
Okay. Now, was the defendant granted a restraining order against you?
Yes.
And that was well after the time that your daughter left the school.
I was still trying to handle the problems that was going on. My daughter went to school up until she was in the 6th grade there, so I still had to look at her and see her every day. She still caused problems for my daughter and I every day. I had to take my daughter out of the school district, period, because of the problems that they caused. She would make my daughter feel like an outcast in class.
Miss Smith, Miss Smith, you're talking about 11 or 12 years ago. I'm not interested. All I'm interested in, as recently as 6 years ago, the courts granted her a restraining order against you. So there has to come a time when you get over whatever sense that you had that your daughter wasn't treated fairly by the defendant, who was her kindergarten teacher. So you have to get over it. I find that there is absolutely no evidence that she attempted to run.
I have gotten over that.
By the way, before I rule on this case, let me look quickly. Let me see your hospital records.
I didn't go to the hospital, and I never told anybody that I went to the hospital.
Just answer my question, madam. So you have no hospital records?
No, I don't.
Can I see your doctor's report?
I don't have a doctor's report because I didn't get hurt. I fell. The band broke my fall.
Oh, good. So
Morning, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. McBride, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you.
Yes.
The defendant says he was merely protecting his sister. So I want you to tell me how you all know each other and what precipitated this altercation with the defendant.
Well, I know everybody through Corey, who's my best friend through high school.
Through this gentleman?
Yes. I met his girlfriend at the time through...
Which is girlfriend? Raise your hand, girlfriend. Good. Your name is?
Christina.
Christina. Go ahead.
The night I got a call at work, she was getting kicked out of her house. And
who was?
Christina. Christina was getting kicked out of her house and needed my truck to get her futon and some other items out of her house. And I went over there and...
Who was she living with at the time?
Her parents.
Okay.
And they were saying vulgar things.
Who was?
Her parents. And a green minivan pulled up, and I didn't know at the time, and he came out and was talking to me at curbside.
Who's he?
Sean.
How is he related to Christina?
Her uncle.
You're Christina's uncle?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he was like, just stay out of this. And I'm like, I am. And her mom came out of the house and were saying things about some of my friends. So
What was she saying about some of your friends?
It was a girlfriend and her age. and saying how I have these relationships with underage girls or something. As words were getting said, you know, he did pull me to the curb talking to me. She came out.
No, you went very fast. Don't slur your words. You are exchanging words with your sister.
Yes. Well, no.
Just a second. Okay. He's exchanging words with your sister, according to him.
Okay.
You pull up. Did somebody call you to come home?
Yes.
Who called you?
My nephew.
And said there's an altercation going on here, come home?
Your Honor, what happened is I called probably about 5 minutes before my nephew called. I was calling up to see, it was a Friday night, I was calling up to see what they're going to do this weekend. I was just talking to her. And all of a sudden, I hear like noises in the background, like yelling and stuff. And my sister says, I got to go, and hangs the phone up on me. Hangs the phone up, not bye, I just got to go bye, and just hangs the phone. Like at this point, I'm thinking, you know, what's happening? A couple minutes later, my nephew calls me up. He says, they're going after my dad, get over here. I'm like, who? And she said, Corey and his friends. Okay, at this point, I don't know what, I mean,
you don't know what happens. You get into your car and you go over there.
Absolutely.
Now, there's no question that once you got over there, there's a whole melee, brothers, sisters, aunts, nieces, nephews, everybody's outside screaming, everybody's outside. Now, I want you to tell me this, sir. I read between the lines in your answer.
Mm-hmm.
You hit him.
Yes, I did.
Where did you hit him, by the way?
Where'd I hit him?
Yeah.
I hit him in the jaw.
In the jaw. What happened when you were hit in the jaw, sir? Your tooth came out, right?
Yes.
Now, he didn't hit you first.
Yes, he did.
No. No, he didn't hit you first.
There's a lot preceding this, Your Honor. There's a lot preceding.
I want you to answer my question. I don't care what preceded it.
Absolutely.
I read your answer very carefully.
Okay.
He did not hit you first. The first person to put their hands on somebody between the two of you was you, because he was disrespecting.
No, he elbowed me in the side of the head earlier.
Elbowed you.
I can't
broke my glasses.
Just a second. No, Mr. Roach.
Yes, I can go through the whole thing and tell you.
I'm going to read you your answer, sir.
Okay.
My sister Pam came out of the house and told Ryan and the rest of his friends to leave.
Nothing about girlfriend.
Just a second.
Yes.
I'm speaking.
All right.
At this point, Ryan stepped to the side and leaned over my shoulder towards her, directing profanities at her. I then grabbed him and wrestled him to the hood of my truck.
His truck.
Of a truck.
Yes.
That's what you wrote.
Yes, it's true.
Well, then the first person to put hands on somebody was you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, absolutely. No, I never would say anything different than that.
You just did, sir.
No.
You just told me that he put his hands on you first, and he elbowed you and broke your glasses, and I said, no. You got to get your story straight, Mr. Roach, because in your sworn statement to me, you say that he was disrespecting your sister, and you grabbed him and threw him up against the hood of a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he was going after my sister with profanities, I felt compelled to protect her. I told him never to talk to my sister that way. That's what you wrote.
Absolutely. No question about it, ma'am.
So you assaulted him first. Anything that comes
Absolutely,
after that?
yes.
Anything that comes out after that, sir. If he resisted you, if he elbowed you and broke your glasses, doesn't make any difference.
Absolutely.
When did you punch him?
That's
When did you punch him?
after this, after all this.
No, so let me see your medical bills. Very easy. Easy case.
No, Your Honor, there's a lot that went into this before this stuff.
Please.
I was just trying to go over there to help out. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I walked over there.
Just so you know.
I see this guy over here by the van yelling to my family. Corey and Chrissy were over at the other car, like by their car. I don't know what's going on. I just walked up. I walked to the sidewalk, and I say, calmly, it's a family matter. Let's leave this. Let it go. Just let this go. He comes towards me. He's right in front of me now. My sister walks up to, she's behind me, and she says, get off my property. He says, I don't know if I can say it.
Hey, say anything. I've heard it all.
Okay, he says, you. Okay, at this point, when he says this, he's in front of me, and he goes over, I'm not saying he's assaulting me, but he goes like this, and he's making contact with me. He says, you. Okay, at that point.
You assaulted him.
At that point, I grabbed him and threw him on the truck.
You assaulted him. That's an assault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ryan McBride says his friend's uncle, Sean Roach, punched him in the mouth and knocked out a tooth.
You grabbed him, threw him up against the hood of a truck because he called your sister a name. You got mad. That's what
I
happened.
didn't get mad. I mean,
You didn't get mad?
I got a little upset, yes.
Mr. Roach, you had absolutely no right to put your hands on him. I want to know when your tooth got knocked out, sir.
When he was on the truck, I had an 88 F-150.
Sir,
okay.
I can't understand a word you're saying.
It's a big truck with a roll bar.
I didn't understand anything that you said before that either.
Okay. Well, when he choked me, I got out of that. I don't know if somebody pulled him off.
Is he talking very fast or am I getting old?
It's kind of slurred. Take
Listen
your
to
time.
me. Yes. Slowly.
Okay. He choked me on my truck, and he threw my coat up over my head. And when I got out of that, I saw a fist come at me.
So he pulled the coat over you?
Yes.
Did you press any charges, Mr. McBride?
I tried to. I consulted a lawyer, and they said in Oakland.
I'm talking about consulting a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm talking about pressing criminal charges.
I went to, and the lawyer advised me not to, because it would not go over in Oakland County. They don't like these kind of trials, and they would basically throw it out.
Go ahead, Mr. Roach. I'll hear you.
I called the detectives as this was going on because I was concerned what was happening. I called the detectives and I was saying, you know, what's going to happen here. I gave him my statement. He said that his parents.
Don't tell me what he told you.
Okay. His parents were calling up, trying to do whatever they could to get these charges to stick to me. The detective said that there was not a case here. There was no case. They were going to drop the charges.
There is a case. That's why I said to you, don't tell me what
He
the
didn't drop the
say.
charges. The court dropped the charges.
Oh, I don't know that at all. Were you arrested?
No.
Then the court didn't drop charges.
No,
How come the
that's what
court dropped
told me.
charges if you weren't arrested?
Okay, the court may have not have. However the court works, that's how the charges were dropped.
No, they
not
were never
by
dropped
him.
because they were never filed. The detectives decided not to pursue the matter.
Yes.
They probably listened to you when you said that he elbowed you first.
No, I grabbed him
told-
first. I'm sorry,
No.
I misunderstood. I grabbed him first. No question about it, ma'am. No
You grabbed him
question
first
about
and
it.
threw him up against his truck.
Yes, no
Okay,
question about
judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
Excuse me, Your Honor.
$5,000. That's all.
Can I not speak? Because
No,
this is,
can't
it all,
speak, can't
it
say
has to
it.
do with beforehand. He hit me.
Excuse
Ryan
me,
hit me too.
Just a minute. Your bills, sir, are almost $5,000. Can you tell me why you're only suing for $3,000?
In Michigan, they will only allow me to go up to $3,000.
I suppose that's your...
What about him
that's
assaulting
your-
my sister?
Yeah, he hit me too,
That's
Your
okay?
Honor. Before he got hit in the mouth, he hit me. Ryan hit me.
Yeah. So where's your lawsuit?
Well, I wasn't suing him.
Well, he's suing him.
I know, but the whole thing is they were not asked to be at our property. We asked them to leave our property.
Let me explain something to you. Step up. I'll give it to you very fast. How is Christina related to you?
She is my daughter. And she
shh. Listen to me. She is your daughter. Up until that time, was she living with you?
No, she had left a couple weeks before that.
She had things in your home?
We made arrangements for her to get him the next day. She came that night, and she also has a truck. She did not need him to bring all these
That's a whole
kids to
bunch
our
of
house.
stories, madam. Let me tell you something. He was not there without some legitimate authority. If a person who lived in that house invited him to come, now if he's there as an invited guest, even to just remove her property from the house, you can't assume that you can assault him for staying on your property once you tell him to leave.
She had been gone for 2 weeks. She was not living in our premises. She had been already gone, and we
Your
asked her to
brother
leave.
had no right to assault the plaintiff, period. He really wasn't involved with this. He was doing his friend a favor by coming and bringing his truck. Everything was going to be quiet. All you had to do was, if she wasn't living there for 2 weeks, let her take her stuff and go. I don't know why there was a whole
because
argument.
we made arrangements, and she had a truck, and we asked for them not to come because I also have 2 sons that Mr. McBride was trying to get my 11-year-old to start a fight with him. The profanities that were being said was from them, not from us.
I like to lie.
Christina.
We've asked.
Quiet. Listen to me. This is not family court. If it were, perhaps I might spend some more time trying to put together what is a story of a broken family. This is the case of an assault. Your brother put his hands on a stranger for using bad words to you. He's not allowed to do that, and he has to pay the consequences of doing that.
I understand
Whether you say that the plaintiff touched you first, that is not why your brother assaulted him. Your brother put his hands on him because he called you a name. That's what he just testified
But
to.
he had his hand raised, and I did file a suit against
The
him.
two knocked out afterwards. After he assaulted
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Next time I'll throw him over a knee and spank him. That's what his parents should have done to him long ago. We wouldn't have had this problem.
If my mom actually really cared about me, then maybe none of this would have happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Younger versus Hampton. Step forward, please.
37-year-old computer engineer Nancy Younger is suing her former friend, 26-year-old cashier Robin Hampton, for the cost of child support.
Miss Younger, the defendant's son was placed in your care by the courts.
Yes.
And you claim that pursuant to the court order, the defendant who is receiving child support for that child from the child's father, those checks were to be endorsed and payable to you while the child was in your care.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that 6 checks that the defendant received while the child was in your care were not turned over to you. That's what you're suing for.
Yes.
Defendant says you got all the money that you were supposed to. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tell me when and why the child was placed in your care.
The child was placed in my care in January at Miss Hampton's request.
Why were you willing to have her take care of your
My
son?
son was taken away from me in January due to child abuse. My ex-boyfriend.
So the court was going to remove the child from your care.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you asked the plaintiff to take him instead of having him go into foster care.
Yes, ma'am.
How much support were you getting for the child from the child's father?
It was $154 a month.
When was the child removed from your care?
August 28th.
How many checks did you receive?
Well, actually, what I had asked Miss Hampton originally how much child support he was receiving, she told me $154.44 a month. And originally, I didn't question that. I assumed that she would tell me the correct amount. What happened was, my witness here, this is the child's father, he provided for me a Department of Revenue disbursement report, and I found out he was actually receiving $154.44 every 2 weeks.
Is that right?
When I got paid, I turned him over to her.
You didn't answer my question.
Whatever I received, I'm not sure if it was every 2 weeks or every month. Because I would get a payment, and then I wouldn't get a payment. Then I'd get a payment, and then be several weeks without payment. So I couldn't even keep up if it was every 2 weeks or every month.
The report shows that it was issued approximately, give or take a few days, every 2 months. I missed...
Every 2 months?
Every 2 weeks, I'm sorry. I missed a check, at least one check every month.
How much money did you receive in total in the 7 months that you cared for the child?
$1,081.08.
That's what you received from her?
The ones that I checked are the ones I received.
$1,081?
Yes.
This is a simple case. Ms. Hampton.
Yes.
Everything that was received by the Department of Revenue during the time that she had physical custody of the child belongs to her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your answer, you received some checks in September. Is that right?
2.
That money you didn't give her. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know, Ms. Hampton, that they don't send it to you for the week that's coming up. They send it to you sometimes for a month that's passed, for 6 weeks that's passed, because it takes them time to process these things.
Right.
Right? So why didn't you turn over those checks to her?
Because she had no longer had my son.
But that was for money when she did have your son.
He owes me an arrear of child support for 7.5 years.
Step up here, sir. You have a copy of your child support order?
Not with me, Your Honor.
What is the child support order?
The child support order is $154 every 2 weeks.
Is it separated as far as arrears and what is the current order?
They assess an extra $20 to make up for those arrears. In other words, I was garnished about $174 every 2 weeks on average.
Well, that's what I want to know.
Right.
Just for my own information, you owe her $772. Why was the child removed from your care?
The child was removed from my care because of a call that Ms. Hampton made to the Florida Abuse Hotline. She's made a call regarding every family that the child has ever lived with. She calls the abuse hotline, and subsequently the child gets moved someplace else. And basically the Inspector General report said that the child should have never been removed from my home, that he was not ever in any harm. The department was going solely based on Mrs. Hampton's statements. I have a copy of that here if you need to see it.
I'd like to see it. Where's your son now?
With his father.
This is a 72-page report that was issued by the Inspector General, and I've highlighted the pertinent parts.
All right, I'm not going to get into this report. There are things there that, quite frankly, without reading the entire report, I would have trouble making a determination about. However, suffice it to say that your son is with you now, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Child doing all right?
Much better, in fact. He's now an AB student.
And what about his mother? Does his mother see him?
When she feels like it. We've had about 13 to 14 scheduled visitations, of where she's appeared maybe 6 times.
What kind of visitation is it?
Well, it depends. We have the stay up for 14 to 19 hours a day visits. We have the whole let's go to everyone else's house rather than home.
No, I'm talking about what kind of court-ordered visitation is there?
It's supposed to be weekend unsupervised.
Weekend unsupervised?
Yes.
Whatever happened with the child abuse case that caused the child to be removed from your care initially? You were charged with neglect.
No, I was charged with failure to protect.
Well, that's neglect. What happened with that case?
It's still going on. The procedure's still going on. I go for reunification May 30th of this year.
Was there a trial with regard to that case? Was there a trial? You had a lawyer?
Yes.
Did a caseworker testify?
Yes.
So there was a trial where you found guilty of failure to protect? Yes. Is that right?
Yes.
Child was turned over to the father, and you have ongoing meetings with the social worker and the child with regard to reunification.
Right.
It's like pulling teeth sometimes.
Yeah, I know. All right. In any event, the child is with the father. You owe her $772, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 539 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas Hilaire versus Smith Gray. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You're Georgiana?
Yes.
And this is your mother?
Yes.
I'd like your mother to sit down, please. You're Miss Smith?
Yes, I am.
And this is your son?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat, because I'll bring you up later if we need your testimony. How old are you?
14.
It is your complaint through your mother that you suffered a serious back injury in school as a result of an incident involving the defendant.
Yes.
When did this happen?
September 11th.
And you were in school?
Yes.
Were you inside the school?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
My mom dropped me off. I got out of the car, went to the gated area, and I waited for my friends to get there. So my friend showed up a couple minutes later, and then he showed up.
Did you know Thomas from before?
Yes.
Were you friends?
We'll socialize, but not friends.
What do you mean you socialized?
Like, just talk if we have a class together.
So you did speak to him?
Yeah.
Never had any trouble with him?
No.
Okay. So then Thomas showed up.
He was picking on another girl before he picked on me.
What do you mean he was picking on somebody?
Like, pushing her and, like, kidding her.
In a fooling around way?
Yeah. He told her that he was going to pick on her, and then she said, no, you're not. And then he said, okay, well, I'm going to pick on Georgie then.
Okay. And that didn't bother you because you knew he was fooling around?
Yes.
So when he said, I'm going to pick on Georgie, what, did he do anything?
He started hitting me.
Where did he hit you?
Right here and like this.
Well, I want you to tell me whether he was hitting you or just...
Slapping.
Was he laughing, smiling?
Smiling.
And you?
I was laughing at first.
So you were laughing at first. So you knew he wasn't hurting you. It was just fooling around.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
And then we were walking to first period, and he was still hitting me.
When you say he was still hitting you, how was he hitting you?
Slapping me.
Where?
Like on the arm and right here, like this. And we got to the building, we're inside, and I finally got the nerve to hit him back with my backpack.
Tell me how you did that.
I swung around twice, and I didn't get him the first time, but I got him the second time, I think around the below stomach area. I guess that made him mad, I don't know. And then I turned around to just get away from him, and I thought he would quit. And so I turned around to go get a drink of water.
Let's stop there for a moment. Up until that time, it was really just messing around, wasn't it?
Yes.
Up until that time, he was really messing around with you. Wasn't hurting you. You were fooling around because you certainly were with enough people so that you could have said to them, somebody help me, he's hurting me. He wasn't hurting you, right?
No.
And you didn't intend to hurt him when you swung at him with the backpack. You were messing around.
Yes.
When you swung the first time and missed, did you say anything to him or did he say anything to you?
No.
Were you smiling when you swung around and hit him?
Yes.
Were you smiling when you swung around and hit him again?
Yes.
Keep going. So then you went over to get a drink of water.
And I turned facing this way, and he was like to this chair, and then he put his foot against the wall, and he kneeled down. And then
Next thing I know, took off. And I thought he was just joking. He was going to stop. And I landed on my behind. And all I remember is crying.
Just a second. Wait a second. So he pushed you?
Yes.
And you fell and landed on your behind?
Yes.
And you hurt your back?
Yes.
And that's what this case is all about, the injuries that you sustained as a result of falling on your backside. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to say anything?
Well, I didn't intentionally mean to push her, but I did not come down in the football position. Just when she swung her backpack, I dodged it and gave her a little touch, and she fell.
Well, you pushed her.
Yeah.
But everything else that we've talked about so far this morning, Thomas, is about accurate. You were messing around?
Yeah, for like a minute, but then I left.
You were messing around with her?
Yeah.
And then by tapping her, slapping her, whatever, but it was, nobody was angry.
No, it wasn't tapping or slapping like that.
What were you doing?
Like just talking.
You didn't put your hands on her?
No. I like put my hand on her shoulder.
Well, that's what we're talking about. You put your hand on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Didn't punch her.
No.
Didn't slap her in the face.
No, ma'am.
Right?
No.
Didn't punch you.
No.
Now the mothers can stand up. So your daughter was injured?
Yes.
Tell me how she was injured.
She was transported from the school to the nearest hospital near the school. We spent about 8 hours in that hospital before we finally found out by them doing an MRI and an X-ray that she had crushed her T12. I don't know how much you know about medicals, but it takes a lot of force to crush a vertebrae in your back.
Was she in a brace?
After we were at that first hospital for the first 8 hours, it was decided because of her age and the seriousness of the injury that it was best for her to go to a children's hospital, which was a 45-minute drive, which she had to take by ambulance again. We arrived there at 2 o'clock in the morning. They measured her for a full-body brace that went from here to here, had a front plate and a back plate, Velcroed on the side.
And how long did she remain in that cast?
For 3 months. But, Your Honor, I also want to stress that because it happened on September 11th, the incident, she was measured for the brace the next day, but because the planes were grounded after September 11th incident in New York, the brace had to come from Michigan, so she had to lay in a hospital bed for 6 days, living on morphine because they couldn't come until a week later. Excuse me.
You okay now?
She had to, she could not be out of bed without the brace. She couldn't take a shower for 3 months. I had to sponge bathe her every day. Anytime she needed to go to the bathroom, I had to put the brace on her and help her to the restroom. Plus, I was working full-time still, taking care of my daughter with a broken back.
Thomas Gray injured her back while horsing around at school.
Don't you believe that your daughter bears any responsibility for this at all? I'm not excusing this young man's behavior in pushing her, the fact that she fell, but they were messing around. She hit him first.
No,
There's
she
no
didn't.
question. Yes, she did. According to her own testimony, he was at most, I learned a word here, mushing. What's mushing? Didn't you tell me what mushing was when you sort of go like this?
Right.
Right?
Nudge her.
It's kind of nudging. That's what he was doing to her. And even according to her, didn't hurt her. She was smiling, he was smiling, she was with a bunch of kids. She wasn't in danger. He hadn't hit her. She hit him with her backpack. And she swung several times with her backpack. That's not excusing what happened. I mean, he could have walked away, probably should have walked away, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This was not an assault. This was kids fooling around on their way to class. And unfortunately, one of them got seriously injured. Were you suspended from school?
I was expelled for 2 semesters.
What about you?
I was out of school for 3 months.
Was your son arrested for assault?
No, ma'am.
Of course not, because this wasn't an assault. So what I want to know now is, what were your out-of-pocket expenses with regard to this
I have
unfortunate
copies
incident?
of the medical bills.
No, I want to know what your out-of-pocket expenses were. I assume you have insurance.
Yes.
Good. So what were your out-of-pocket expenses for her medical care, not your work loss or anything else?
I didn't calculate any of that, and I haven't paid any of the bills yet because there was a problem with the insurance.
So you don't know?
No.
So I can't tell what your medicals will be, if any. It may be that the insurance is going to cover everything. You have to know that you were partially responsible.
I know.
Good. I'm glad you know that. What responsibility do you believe, if any, that you have to compensate the plaintiff for the injury she sustained?
Well, I think it was all an accident and that it could have been prevented, but I wasn't thinking at the time. Like, I apologized to her, and I really regret for what I did, but if I can take it back, I would.
You didn't mean to hurt her, did you?
No, ma'am.
How long had your son been in that school?
The beginning of September is school.
Did you just start that school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Honor, they were in school 6 days when this happened.
Yeah,
Okay, but was this the first year that you were in that school?
Yes, ma'am.
You were just starting high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as a result of that, you were expelled for 2 semesters.
Yes, ma'am.
That's his punishment. And you're back in the school now.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes when you fool around, one person gets injured more than another. That doesn't mean a lawsuit. Your case is dismissed. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Unfortunately, like Judge Judy said, someone got hurt.
I've been struggling with this ever since it happened on September 11th.
Horseplay is not the thing to do.
Playing around is not playing around when somebody gets hurt as badly as she did.
I'm very sorry that it happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Henry versus Goss. Step forward, please.
23-year-old student Danielle Henry is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old waitress Nancy Goss, for damages to her apartment caused by Nancy's Chihuahua.
Miss Henry, according to your complaint, the defendant became your roommate. She moved in with a dog. It's her boyfriend's dog, a little Chihuahua. I assume you're not roommates anymore, is that right?
No, ma'am.
And you claim that her dog destroyed your carpet. You want her to reimburse you for the carpet. She said you had a dog too, and the dogs were equally responsible for the damaged carpet. When did she move in with you, Miss Henry?
It was in June 2001.
And you have a dog?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a dog do you have?
It's a Chihuahua as well. It's a 4-year-old Chihuahua, ma'am.
And you were bringing your boyfriend's dog?
Yes, ma'am, because of her Chihuahua.
Okay, what kind of damage do you allege her dog did to your carpet?
Her dog chewed a hole in her bedroom in which she already knew about and cleaned up and didn't tell me about.
Chewed a hole?
Yes, ma'am. I have pictures.
All
Pictures of the carpet, pictures of the dog, pictures of other damages the dog's done.
I have better pictures if you'd like to see.
I'm not interested in seeing all the doggy pictures, although they're adorable, but I'm really busy today. Are these the only, is this the damage that you're talking about just on one page?
As far as the carpets, ma'am?
Yeah, as far as the carpets.
We also have the lawn that was destroyed, and my stereo cables were also chewed up. Boxes and...
Did you replace them?
She did. Her fiance, Brandon, did.
So we're only talking about carpet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm looking at the carpet. And how do you know her dog did this damage?
Ma'am, her dog was a puppy, and when it first moved in, it was really young and didn't destroy anything, but eventually it started to destroy things through the month of August and September. I confronted Miss Goss about this, about the damages, and that she needed to replace them, and that the dog would need to be contained when we're not home, being that the damages continued, and that's when she assaulted me.
Did I ask a question there that she answered?
I don't know if she ever really got to it.
How do you know her dog did the damage instead of both of your dogs doing the damage?
I lived in the apartment for a year before Miss Goss lived there, and there was no holes in the rugs ever, and my dog has never done anything as far as damages. I also lived in another apartment, which I got my full and complete deposit back, so my dog never destroyed anything there as well.
Okay, did your dog eat up the carpet?
No.
Make little holes in the carpet?
No, there's no way possible. I mean, it's just unreal. I mean,
let's go back. Let's go back a second. All right. Of course, there's a way possible.
Well, yeah.
One of the holes that I saw in this book, in her scrapbook of dog, was in your bedroom.
Yes, ma'am.
When you moved into the bedroom, I assume there was not a hole in the carpet.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you moved out, there was a hole in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, she must have at some point told you or had a discussion with you about the hole in the bedroom carpet.
No.
She never had a discussion with you about the hole in the bedroom carpet?
Your Honor, that's a lie.
No, it's not.
Just
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what was the argument about on September 10th?
Me and my fiance just got back from uptown. She was in the kitchen. We recycled, and I came walking in, and she was like, Hercules chewed up my computer wires. And I'm like, well, Danielle, you know, if he did that, then I would replace them. And she kept on and on and on and on. I was like, Danielle,
leave it alone.
No. Just a second. Listen to me. She said that your dog destroyed the computer, chewed the computer wires, and you said, my boyfriend will replace them. So I assume you knew that it was true, because when you have a little dog, because I have, you see where their favorite spots are to go. So you've probably seen your dog chewing on wires. Right.
Wires, not carpet.
So you probably knew that your dog did that kind of damage. Then you said she went on and on and on and on and on. I want to know what the on and on and on and on was. That's the important part.
You need to lock up Hercules.
Okay.
Didn't ask. If she would have asked, it would have been fine. But she did not ask. She is very demanding. That's how she wants it done. It's her way or no way.
Okay.
All
now,
she had to do was ask.
Was this the first time she had asked you or told you that your dog had destroyed something in the house?
No.
No. So she had told you that the dog had done other damage in the house?
To wires.
To wires. But when you came home on this day, she said, again, your dog was at the wires. And this time it was to what kind of system?
It was a stereo.
Stereo system.
And a laptop cord.
All right. So then she was saying to you, you have to contain the dog, because it was not the first time that the dog had caused damage. And then there was an altercation, some sort of. And then you moved out, I assume, in September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you get any sort of an estimate on putting a patch there?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was it?
Oh, I'm sorry, not as far as a patch. Miss Goss tried to patch the carpet, in which she spoke with the landlord about that. And so when that wouldn't work, that's when she decided that it could have been either dog.
Oh, so you
May I
did...
say something?
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold it. Hold it.
I have it in her letter, ma'am.
So you knew about the carpet, Miss Goss, and you spoke to the landlord about patching it?
Okay, this is the situation.
Just
None
answer
of the
my
carpet.
question. Just answer my question. You knew about the carpet, and you discussed with the landlord
About patching it.
about patching it.
Yes.
And did you try to patch it?
He said that the landlord's wife, said that Danielle preferred to have new carpet while staying there. I asked him again. I said, can we patch it? He said it can be done, but I'd rather not.
Not patch it?
Not patch it.
Then you got to replace it. Period. I mean, I know what we're doing here. I initially thought when I looked at these papers, well, how can you tell what damage is caused by what dog? This was in your bedroom. You clearly at some point acknowledged that it was your dog's fault because you went to the landlord and said, look, I'll fix it, I'll patch it.
We were talking about both patches, not just the bedroom.
I'm just talking about the bedroom. I'm discarding the living room. I saw the living room, the tear in the living room. And who knows, maybe your dog started it and her dog went over. It's like, well, that might be a good idea. I'd like a little taste of that. That's a possibility, but certainly not in your bedroom. What's the cost of the new carpeting in her bedroom, former bedroom only?
The landlord just gave us the estimate for the complete and full bedroom, living room.
The
It's all one
whole
rug.
apartment is being replaced.
No, that's, well,
with
she's
the
not going to pay for that.
677.
She's not going to pay for that. How large is your bedroom?
What would you say? I'm not good with
About a 12 by 12.
12 by 12, so he says.
All right, so probably your bedroom, considering the cost of this carpet, which is not really high-quality carpet for all of those rooms.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so it's probably not more than $150. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is case number 538 on the calendar in the matter of Bates versus Lott. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
All right, Miss Bates, you weren't present when this accident occurred, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Only your son was there and the defendant.
That's correct, Your Honor.
You're the son?
Yes.
Step up, you may have a seat. Tell me your first name.
Joshua.
All right, Joshua. This case is about whether the car hit you or you hit the car.
Yes.
You were riding a bike?
Yes.
And it is your claim that the defendant, while driving his car, with a suspended license, by the way, is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Whether the defendant hit you or you hit him. Tell me when this happened.
This happened May 14th, 2001.
What time of the day, Joshua?
It was about 7:50, I believe.
Morning?
Yeah, or maybe like between 7:40 and 7:50.
Where were you going?
I was on my way to school.
So tell me what happened on May 14th.
I was on my way to school, and I got off the bike trails, and as I
Slow. Okay. Joshua, very slowly. You were on your way to school.
Yes, and I crossed the intersection, and I was driving down the sidewalk on my way to school, and then as I crossed the drive into a gas station, he hit me.
So he hit you From the side?
Yeah, while like he hit my bike below me, and I was thrown over my handlebars. And then after I like.
He hit you from the side, though, is what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, Honor.
And you were driving on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Are you supposed to ride on the sidewalk?
No, I did not believe so, but I wasn't aware of that at the time.
Just a second. My question is, I thought that bikes were not supposed to be on the sidewalk.
I believe that's so.
And you say that when he hit you coming out of the driveway...
No, he was coming into the driveway.
Oh, he was pulling into the gas station?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as he hit you, you fell over the handlebars?
Yes, I flew over the handlebars.
Tell me about your injuries.
I sustained back injuries onto my lower back, and I got bruises on my waist and I think my arms, and I believe my knee too.
Were you hospitalized, Joshua?
I went to the hospital afterwards.
Were you admitted to the hospital?
Yeah, I didn't stay there overnight.
Did not? So you were not admitted?
No.
Okay. Did you receive any follow-up treatment?
Yes, I went to the chiropractors for a month.
Feel better now?
My back still hurts occasionally, like when I do physical activity.
Okay. When you were thrown from the bike, did Mr. Lott stop the car?
I believe he did, but then he got back in after he saw everyone coming around and drove over to get gas, I believe.
Did he speak to you?
I don't recall. Maybe he did.
What do you mean you don't recall?
Because I was kind of like dazed and injured, because I fell unconscious after I hit the ground. So I woke up and I was kind of in a daze, and I don't recall too much.
So you don't remember Mr. Lott speaking to you?
I'm not sure if it was him. I don't really recall at all.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lott, you want to tell me your version of these events, sir?
I was going down the street, and I was going to get some gas. And there's two driveways. And when I got to the first driveway, I happened to see this kid coming across that intersection. He was going pretty good. And I figured, well, that's not a problem, because he just came across. So I started to pull in, and I got halfway up the driveway, and I see the kid again, and I thought, Jesus, he's only about 60 feet away. He's going to hit me. If I continue, this boy's going to hit me. So I stopped my car, took a look in the rearview mirror to see if I was going to get rear-ended, and I wasn't. I gave the boy a chance to swerve to go around me, and he almost made it. He did 2 or 3 swerves and almost pulled it out. He hit the front of my car, and he knocked the license plate off of it. And the car was going this way.
Excuse me.
He hit the,
Just a second.
with his bicycle, he hit the license plate and knocked it off my car. And I sat there, and I watched him fly over my hood. And I was concerned about that. Well, he hit me pretty good. Thank God I was stopped, otherwise he'd been going the other direction or on top of my hood. But anyway, when he hit the ground, went over, I jumped out of the car, and he wanted to get up, and I said, no, stay down. He's laying down. I wanted to talk to the boy a little bit. I didn't want him to move because I've had some training, and I wanted to make sure that there was no concussions, no bleeding, no head injury, no delayed shock. So I started talking to him, and when he felt a little bit, I felt that he was feeling a little bit better. He wanted to sit up. I said, okay, now you can sit up. And at that time, I touched him a couple of times. I looked at his eyes, asked him a few questions. I felt no clamminess for shock, and I was worried about it. Other people started arriving. This is true. A guy wanted to get out of the driveway from the gas station, so I pulled my car up to get out of the way. I saw the cut on his arm, and so when I pulled up, I went inside and got some ice for his arm. When I came back, there was a crowd of people around him, and they were in control. And people kind of pushed me away, and I said, well, he's fine. That's not a problem.
Now, so it's your statement.
He told me he was running late for school, and he apologized to me for going too fast, and he thanked me for stopping the car.
Mr. Lott, so
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
your statement that your car was stopped.
Yes, ma'am.
You were stopped, and he drove directly into your car, knocking off your license plate.
And that's why license plate's
Okay.
bent.
All right. Now, Mrs. Bates, you indicated you have a witness?
I do, Your Honor.
I assume this is the witness.
This is.
So step up here, sir. Would you tell me your name?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Steve Thorpe, and I just dropped my son off at school, drove over to the gas station. I parked the car behind the gas station because it was pretty busy that day. Just as I stepped out of the car, I heard the bike and the car meet, and it seemed to me like he didn't stop. He was still pulling into the gas station.
Mr. Lott, don't interrupt him.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but he didn't see
Don't,
anything.
Mr. Lott,
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
interrupt.
And the car hit him almost like a T-bone. The bike didn't hit the side of the car. The front of the car hit the bike on the side. The license plate flew across the driveway.
That's because he hit a license plate.
In fact, in which
Mr. Lott, you're interrupting, sir.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I just hear a lot of...
Mr. Lott.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't interrupt, sir. Go ahead.
the young man flew over the handlebars, hit his head on the curb, and the defendant did get out of the vehicle first, was the first one to see if he was all right. A whole bunch of other people stopped, including one lady who identified herself as a nurse, basically took over to the sheriffs and the paramedics. Everybody showed up.
Mr. Thorpe, thank you very much. You waited around in order to give your information to the police?
In fact, I waited till everything calmed down, then I handed my driver's license to the sheriff, and he says, well, where's the guy that hit him? I said, he's over there washing his windows on his car. He just got gas.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 15-year-old Joshua Bates says while riding his bike to school, he was run over by motorist Walter Lott. Walter says Joshua ran into him.
Why don't you step up anyway now, Miss Bates, because I have just a couple more questions for your son. Were you going fast that day, Joshua?
I believe I was going in the usual speed on my way to school.
So you weren't going too fast?
I was going maybe 10, 15 miles per hour.
Okay. Now I'll take a look at your pictures, please.
And I also have the amount of property damage, as well as the police report.
I'd like to see that, all of that.
Your Honor, he was also uninsured at the time.
I didn't hear that. Could you see that again?
She said you were uninsured, sir. Is that true?
I don't know. At the time, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I didn't know if I was uninsured or not. As far as I knew, I was insured.
Well, you have a suspended license. What
I had
was
a
it
suspended license, but I didn't know about till later on.
What was it suspended for, Mr. Lott?
It was a case that was pending about old child support or not.
They don't do that without giving you notice.
Well,
They choose to
travel a
ignore
lot.
the notice, but you get the notice. Mr. Bates, I like when you give me the same statement that you gave to the police, sir.
I believe I said I was trying to brake because I saw him coming in.
No. Let's start with, you told the police that you were riding pretty fast. You told me you were riding, well, normal speed, 10, 15 miles an hour. But the police, you told you were riding pretty fast.
That's the speed I usually ride to school.
Don't try to make things look better for yourself because you're in court, sir. Let me explain something to you. I'm really smart.
Yes.
Right? I'm really smart. And I'm going to read all the papers. So you better keep your story consistent. That doesn't mean you were wrong that day. It just means that if you're trying to make yourself look better here in court than the situation actually was, and if you were at least partially, even if a small part, at fault, you have to acknowledge that you were. Do you understand me, Joshua?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's go back. Were you riding fast?
I guess you could say that.
No, I don't want to say that. I'm asking you. The day they took the report, they said you told the police that you were riding pretty fast.
Yes.
Now, is that accurate?
Yes.
And you were riding on the sidewalk where you shouldn't have been riding. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now we got it. That doesn't mean that it was all your fault, but you got to be honest with me. He's not being totally honest with me.
Yes.
But no, you're not. But I expect you to be. He's got a lifelong predisposition. You're just starting out, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Oh, well. This is your statement. He said he was riding pretty fast. As he crossed the north driveway, he saw this car turning into the driveway. So you saw the car turning into the driveway.
Yes, Your Honor.
Using his handbrakes, he tried to stop his bicycle. He failed to do so and collided with the front of his car.
No, that is not entirely
That's
true.
what you told the police.
That's not what happened.
That's what you told the police.
But he was out of it, Your Honor.
I know he was.
delirious.
Listen to me.
No,
Don't
he
tell me he was out of it. You weren't there.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't there.
Your Honor, I did not collide with the front of his car.
Let me explain something to you, sir. According to the... Put the license plate down. The license plate could have come off, Mr. Lott. Put him down. It could have come off, sir.
Pardon?
Listen to me. You're not having trouble hearing me. Nobody has trouble hearing me, Mr. Lott.
I needed my right ear.
Okay. Well, then listen carefully with your right ear. The license plate could have come off if you hit him or he hit you.
It wouldn't have been bent if I hit him.
How?
On this side.
You have an expert witness to testify as to that, sir?
Do we need one?
We sure do.
Well-
Because I don't know what your license plate looked like beforehand. It looks like it's seen a lot of damage to me. Now be quiet before you get yourself into more trouble, Mr. Lott. I'm working on
Here's
you.
the tire marks where you hit
I'm
me.
going to give you 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to be a very unhappy man. Now, you saw him before you were crossing the driveway.
I know, as I was coming into the driveway, and then as I was getting to the end of the driveway, he plowed into the side of me.
Joshua.
Yes, Your Honor.
I asked you one question. I said you saw him before the accident, because that's what you said to the police.
I believe so, Your Honor.
What do you mean you believe so?
I don't know because.
Well, you don't know. Well, I'm reading that I have to rely on what you told the police immediately.
The police officer.
Joshua, that doesn't mean that it's 100% your fault. Now, you and your mother would like me to say it was all his fault. It's possible that that's not true. It's possible that part of it was your fault. So I have to apportion financial responsibility. So I don't want you to tailor your testimony to what you think is the most favorable here in court, because I have your statement to the police that was very clear, not as a result of having a fuzzy mind. You said you tried to use your handbrakes.
Yes, I did. Right when he plowed into me, basically.
When he plowed into you. Yes. You've got it all down pat, Joshua. You are not impressing me, sir.
I'm not sure. What?
Yeah, I got it. I would suggest that you be quiet. You're driving with a suspended driver's license, and usually when a car hits something other than a car, it's usually their fault, Mr. Lott. Yes, you did.
Hit me. Here's the tire marks from his bike hitting me.
Now, let me tell you what I do not believe, Mr. Lott. I do not believe that you stopped your car and that your car was standing in a stationary position and this young man came and slammed into your stopped car. I do not believe that, sir.
We all said it. He said it, he said it, and I said it.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe you weren't listening with your good ear. Nobody on this side said that your car was stopped and he hit you.
I did not say that.
Nobody said it, except in your mind.
Can I have the deputy show you this? And show you the tire marks on here where you ran into me?
What I want you to do is I want you to forget about that.
Oh, okay.
Good. Forget about that piece of evidence. You've already showed it to me 4 times.
Ignore it.
The last part of the police report is very interesting. The last part of the police report indicates cause. Based on the statements by both parties, P1 was at fault. That's you. It says in the collision for riding his bicycle on the sidewalk, a violation of 21-650. So after they spoke to you and the witnesses and everybody else, they determined it to be your fault because you read the police report. You handed me the police report.
This is true, but they didn't put it. The police didn't include his statement.
Okay, well, they
he was
included.
an eyewitness.
Let me tell you this. They included another person's statement. Mr. Lott, be quiet. They included another person's statement, and the other person's statement was, and I don't think this was you. This was witness said. Witness 1 was walking in the parking lot approximately 75 to 100 feet northwest of the driveway. He saw your son riding his bicycle northbound on the west sidewalk. As your son began to cross the driveway, he saw the defendant begin to turn into the driveway, and he saw your son run into his car.
How could he see that if he was riding across the driveway?
Listen to me. That's the witness's statement.
Yeah, but it's conflicting, Your Honor.
Listen to me. At the end of all of the people that they spoke to, and I heard him, they said your son was doing the wrong thing. And I'm not suggesting to you that Mr. Lott was not partially at fault. You would like me to believe that he was entirely at fault and fully responsible for what you claim is $5,000 damage. And I'm saying to you is, I believe that there is contributory negligence on your son's part. And if you don't think so, I can't do anything. The police concluded it was all his fault. Now, when did you contact an attorney?
I think it was within the week after Josh.
Within 1 week?
It may have been the following day, but I believe it was within the week. I can't give you a date.
1 day or 1 week. You contacted the law firm of Gerald.
That's correct.
Did Mr. refer you to the chiropractor?
He asked me if Joshua were sore.
I didn't ask you that question. I asked you whether Mr. referred you to the chiropractor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how often did Mr. suggest you go to the chiropractor?
I'm not sure.
They spoke to me as long as he needed to.
That's not what I asked you. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, madam. You may not get it, but believe me, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I know the legal game. That's why I'm asking all these questions. Now, after he determined that he wasn't going to take your case, did you ever go to his chiropractor again?
No.
The answer is yes or no. The answer is no. And that is despite the fact that Joshua tells me that he still has some discomfort in his back, right?
That's correct.
But you stopped going to the chiropractor. You have health insurance?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
What kind of health insurance do you have?
At this time, it's Blue Cross.
Did Blue Cross and Blue Shield pick up the chiropractic care?
We didn't have them at the time. We had Maxi Care.
Yes.
And I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? If you went to a chiropractor, if you went to a
I don't know if
doctor...
the attorney was billed or if MaxiCare was billed. I don't know.
So that you had no out-of-pocket expenses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. When you drive a car, you're supposed to have eyes all around you, because you never know when a child is going to come out, Mr. Lott, that you don't expect. A dog will come running across. You're driving a vehicle that weighs 3,000 pounds, and you have to have eyes all over. Now, you saw him, so you should have been much more careful than you were. Maybe you thought you could make it. I don't know what the answer is, but you should have been much more careful. That does not absolve Joshua of his responsibility. Joshua was riding his bike where he shouldn't have been. He was riding much too fast, so he is partially responsible for getting hurt. Now, parents have no out-of-pocket expenses because all of these expenses were absorbed by an attorney. Going to the chiropractor, in all probability, was designed to do nothing more than to facilitate a lawsuit, which turned out to be nothing because there was no insurance, which is why we're here. Now, I think, Mr. Lott, you are partially responsible for his pain and suffering that he suffered, and clearly he was beat up and he was banged up, certainly not to the tune of $5,000. The bicycle suffered a certain amount of damage. That was a couple of $100, and I'm sure that Joshua had a certain amount of discomfort for a while. Is that right, young man?
I still do, Your Honor.
You still do?
Yes.
Should have been more careful.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 545 on the calendar in the matter of Stevens versus Ely Ford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Stevens, it is your claim that the two defendants, one of whom is your brother-in-law, were involved in a shootout in a club parking lot, which caused damage to your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one is the brother-in-law? What's your last name, sir?
Orwood.
Okay, when did this happen?
January 7th, at about 3:30 in the morning.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I had the misfortune of that morning of going to the clubhouse. It's like an after-hour place that once all the clubs close, we head out and we go to this motorcycle club. And I was standing outside talking with some friends, and these two vehicles pull up. And
What kind of vehicles?
one was a later model Plymouth and a late model Cadillac. And they parked about 30 feet away from one another. I informed the gentleman that they were going to have to move the car because the clubhouse is on a very, very narrow street. And whenever someone parks on one side, there's motorcycles on the other side, so it's hard for traffic to get through. And they don't...
So you told them that they were going to have to move the cars?
Yes. And he said, okay, sure. And so I continued talking with my friends. Some time went by, I say about 15, 20 minutes. There were members from the clubhouse coming out, asking them, could you move the cars? Could you move the cars? And they would say, sure, yeah, I'll move the cars.
But they were in the cars?
Yes.
They remained in the cars?
Yes. So this went on for about, about 40 minutes. And then some more members came out, and they asked the guys to move the cars again. And they said, sure. And they went back in, and they didn't move the cars.
Who went back in?
The other members of the club.
Meanwhile, the two strangers in these two vehicles remained in their cars?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
They had moved, so my brother-in-law came out. He was about to get going here, and I know him.
I don't understand that. You have to explain that to me.
He was about to get after these guys to get them to move the cars. He's kind of like the enforcer there. He's
not true, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's the guy that they want on the gate. He's the guy that makes sure everybody pays. He's the guy that doesn't take any crap off of anybody. So I immediately headed him off. I caught him in the middle of the street before he could approach the gentleman, and we were face to face. And I basically told him, hey, look, man, these guys got guns, man. Don't come out here talking.
How do you know that they had guns?
They showed me guns.
When did they show you the guns?
About the third time that they were asked to move the cars. One of them, the guy, I know him as Big Mike. He stood back and he lifted his shirt.
Stood back how?
He got out of his car, and he stood back, and he said, nobody better, can I swear? He said, nobody better say a thing to my brother. And he pulled up his gun. He said, I'm going to bust a cap in your... So when this happens, I immediately go in and tell some of the other guys, members of the club that are behind the bar, I said, hey, don't come out here talking crazy, man. These guys have guns. Once my brother-in-law came out...
You stopped him and said, don't go over there.
I said, don't go over there, man. We were face to face. He was heading towards me, and I was heading, and I met him in the street. I said, hey, man, look, I put both arms up around him like this, and I was walking him back. I said, let's just go back in here, man, and let this stuff cool down, because these guys are stupid. As we are going, as I'm backing him into the compound, the other defendant, Mr. James Ely, he kind of comes out and kind of walks sideways down the fence with his gun in the air like this, waving it like it's... He came out and he had it up in the air, doing it like this. So I get Peanut in, I get my brother-in-law in, and then Ely kind of walks in behind us. Okay, we're all inside the compound.
So now you're all in the club.
Right, we're all back in, there's a little compound area. We're back inside the fence. It's a fenced-off area. Okay, about a minute and a half goes by, and I hear pow, pow. And then I hear Mr. James say, oh, I've been hit. And then he turns and he starts firing. Just shooting wildly at random, just firing a 9mm Glock, just shooting it. And then I see my brother-in-law. I didn't even know he had a gun until I saw him shooting the gun. So I'm out there in the streets with two guys with guns, and I don't have one.
So your car was hit by gunfire?
Yes, ma'am.
So how are you certain that it was either of the two defendants' guns that caused the damage to your car?
Well, the guys were shooting in they were shooting towards the clubhouse, and so they were returning fire towards the guys.
Towards your car?
Right, because the guy that shot Mr. James, his car was parked parallel to mine.
Where were you shot, Mr. James?
I was shot in the chest on the right side, went in the right side, out underneath here, and in my arm. The bullet is still in my arm. I'm right-handed.
Either of you have licenses for these pistols?
I didn't have a pistol. That's why I do have a concealed weapons permit, but I didn't have a weapon that night. I got a police report here with 5 witnesses say what happened.
Let me see the report.
And none of them ever said I had a gun. And the way he's describing the whole situation is totally untrue.
Well, let me hear your version of it.
Okay. The situation up till us coming out the gate is about true. We go across the street. Nathaniel's ahead of me. He's talking to the guys. I walk over there. All of a sudden, I see one of his friends pull a gun out behind Nathaniel. I said, no, you can't do that. But at that time, there's a crowd of people out in the streets looking at this. So we back up and walk into the yard. It's a fenced-off yard. We're standing in there maybe 2-3 minutes later. I look through the gate. It's a cyclone fence. I look in the gate and I see something shiny. And it's a guy with a gun poking through the gate. And he shot me in the left arm, then in the right chest. I go down on the ground, and all I hear is some gunfire. And these guys across the street is shooting up the world. And where his car is parked was, how can you say, if we were facing east, his car was north of that.
All right. Sometime earlier, before this gunfire erupted, you told me that you saw people who you considered suspect, dangerous enough to go and warn everybody. Listen to me carefully, sir. One of them exited the car and pulled out a gun from his waistband. My question to you is, why at that moment did you not immediately go into the clubhouse, call the police, and indicate someone had menaced you with a gun?
Well, that was I'm not a member of the club, okay? I don't have access to a cell phone or anything. This is why I went in to tell these guys.
No, Mr. Stevens.
Why didn't they call the cops?
You're just shifting responsibility, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Clarence Stevens says during a gun battle outside a biker bar, his car was shot up. He says Nathaniel Ford and James Ely owe for repairs.
You saw them get out of the car, one of them, pull out a gun, threaten you, anybody else, whoever else was there. You can't tell me you're not a club member, so you couldn't go and use the phone. Well, that's ridiculous.
This is why I told you.
He has free access to the clubhouse. We know who Clarence is. He come in and out. We talk and socialize.
Your Honor, I don't come to the club like this and get on the phone and do all these things. I don't want them to sit here and make it seem like I'm like a brother to these guys. That's not the case at all.
Mr. Stevens, instead of trying to anticipate what you're going to say, why don't you listen to me? When you saw this person, who was clearly out for no good because it ended up him shooting somebody, Why didn't you go in and call the police? And don't tell me you're not a club member and you didn't have a cell phone. I don't want to hear that.
I didn't have any access to the phone, Your Honor. I was outside talking to my friend. I went in to tell them not to come out. I said, these guys out here have guns, thinking that maybe they would call the cops.
Why didn't you call the police?
I didn't have a phone, Your Honor.
Mr. Stevens, you didn't have a phone, so fix your car. I don't know whose guns caused the damage to your car.
Can I say something? Your Honor, look, this kind of stuff, you see this picture? Just last week on the 10th, these kinds of things have been happening for the last 14 months. This lady's dead, Your Honor. She's got 3 kids. You see what I'm saying? This kind of stuff goes on. Nobody called the cops down there. Then these guys are irresponsible.
I beg your pardon, I was on the phone.
Just a second, Mr. Stevens. This is a court, so I have to fix responsibility. And I am not saying that any actions that they involved themselves in on that day was appropriate. Certainly, even according to your complaint, before there was any gunfire, exchange of gunfire, this gentleman was shot, and then gunfire erupted back and forth. So I want you to listen to me very carefully, sir. Who did you go to the club with that night?
Myself.
Okay. So it's 3:30 in the morning. You've already been to another club. How did you get to the club?
I drove.
And I assume that you weren't intoxicated?
No.
Perfect. So if you see a guy with a gun around the location where, according to you, people get shot, people get killed, you get in your car, you go home, you call the police. If you're concerned, if you're a concerned citizen, that's what you do. But you stayed for 40 minutes. So you see this thing,
I didn't go inside.
What?
I didn't go inside except for to warn them.
You stayed for 40 minutes.
But I was out. I went in to tell them that the guys had guns, and then I came back outside, Your Honor.
Why?
I was getting ready to go.
No, getting ready to go is not going. You say, I'm leaving. I've warned you guys. You do what you want to do. I'm getting in my car and going. But if you stay outside, and what happened was he used the gun. And then there was an exchange of gunfire. I can't hold them responsible. They may have behaved badly, but you behaved irrationally by staying. I can't help you, Mr. Stevens. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were his friends out there with the gun disturbing everything.
I had no idea there was going to be a shootout.
Your Honor saw through his little lies and so on and everything.
He could have got killed at the club.
It went from $1,700 to fix his car. Next thing I'm looking at paperwork, $2,400, you know. So, yes, it was about money.
23-year-old Erin King is suing her former roommate, 21-year-old Avian Moses, for stopping payment on a rent check. Avian claims Erin kicked her out after 2 weeks of living together.
Ms. King, the defendant was your roommate for a short period of time. It is your claim that she moved out after an argument that you had, and she put a stop payment on her rent check.
Yes.
You want your rent.
Right.
And the defendant says that you kicked her out of the apartment, and therefore she doesn't have to pay you any rent. Ms. Moses, you moved into Ms. King's apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I moved in approximately August the 4th, I believe, around the beginning of August.
Was it August 4th?
August 5th.
And you knew each other before?
Yes, we did.
Through college.
What was the rental arrangement?
The rental arrangement was that we would both split the rent equally, $305, including utilities. She was supposed to pay me on the 3rd of each month.
So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she move out?
She moved out November the 14th.
Had she paid you November's rent?
Well, she wrote me a check when I went to the bank to cash it.
That's the rent check that she stopped paying
Right,
on.
and I have that as
okay.
well.
So that was November 14th.
Mm-hmm.
So far you were in the apartment from November the 3rd to November the 14th.
Yes.
So you should have paid rent.
Yes.
On what date did you give her the rent?
Probably the 7th. It was after the time that I was supposed to give it to her. Oh, yes, ma'am, the 7th.
Why were you late with your rent?
Well, a week before that, my purse had gotten stolen, and I didn't have a bank card. I had to change all my accounts, and during this time when I was changing the numbers and all, getting everything straight, I informed Erin of this. I said, I don't have a checkbook, I don't have a bank card. I said, can I just pay you next week once my accounts are in order? She said, yes, no problem. I said, I'll pay you a late fee. She said, okay, no problem, and I did so.
You paid her the rent?
Yes, and a late fee.
Which you owed her?
Yes.
And the late fee?
Yes.
Now, why did you stop payment on the check?
Me and Erin had been having problems living together for about a month. She was in an abusive relationship. It was constant fighting in the apartment. Her boyfriend would come over, get high, smoke weed, hit on me. She'd leave him in there. She gave him a key to the apartment. She would constantly fight with me over food, saying I was stealing from her. We got into a physical altercation, and I decided this was the last straw. She was not on the lease and to get out of her house. So I said, gladly, I'll stop paying my rent check, and I'll leave your house Immediately.
Well, you can't do that. A, you didn't tell her you were stopping payment on the rent check.
I did tell her I was stopping payment on my rent check.
Really? No.
She
You didn't
called
even
me.
say that in your answer, that you told her you would
She
leave
called
immediately.
me that same day, and I told her I was stopping payment on my rent check and I was moving out.
You may have told her that after she called you on the phone, but when you had the argument with her in the house...
No, she told me to leave. She told me this was her apartment and to leave.
On the phone or in person?
No, when we had our physical altercation.
I understand that. You're not putting on your listening ears.
I'm sorry.
At the time you had this altercation and this argument, you did not say to her, I'm putting a stop payment on the rent check. According to you, you told her over the phone that you were putting a stop payment on the rent.
I apologize for not mentioning that, but I did tell her at the point when we were after the physical altercation, the police that came, I told her that I was leaving and I was stopping payment on my rent check.
Well, you can't.
Okay.
You can't. Unless, of course, she changed the locks.
Yes, that's exactly what she did.
When did you change the locks?
I changed the locks on the 14th. That was because she had been going through my belongings. She had actually stole from...
Just a second. You can't change the locks and ask for rent at the same time.
Well, I actually changed the locks after she did the stop payment on the check. After they gave me the check back from the bank, I went to the bank on the 11th. They told me at the bank I need to take this check back to Ms. Moses. They couldn't tell me why because it was concerning her account. After I left the bank, I said, Avian, I just left the bank. They gave me the check. She said, I'm not paying you anything. I'm moving out.
That's not correct.
And so after that, I later discovered that she had been in my room while I was out of the apartment.
Ms. King, can't have it both ways. If you change the locks on the apartment, making it impossible for her to come back to the apartment, you can't charge her for rent for the entire month.
She did come back to the apartment. After we got into the argument on that Sunday, the police came.
Who called the police?
She did. Even though she started the altercation, she was threatening me with an alcohol bottle, saying that she was going to hit me upside my head with it. While the police was there, I said, it's fine. She can stay, for the next 3 weeks. It won't be any problems. She left that Sunday. She actually came back that Monday and spent the night, even after she told me that she was moving out, and she had started to move her stuff out.
When did she finally move the last bit of property out of the house?
She didn't finish moving out because after I had the locks changed, I called her and I let her know that I had the locks changed and to call me and make arrangements to get the rest of her belongings. I guess she was angry because I had the locks changed, and she said, well, you're stealing my property. She was with her mother. I said, no, you can come in and get your stuff. I even gave her mother a futon cover that was in the living room and a financial aid paper. I guess, it has her financial information. I kept telling them, please come in and get the rest of your stuff. I even, gave them that. I wasn't...
When did she take it out, or did she still not
She left after I gave her mother the futon cover and the Norfolk State financial aid booklet. They said, we don't want the rest of the stuff. We're leaving, and they left it. And so she left a bed, a dresser,
Did you leave
clothing.
a bed and a dresser there?
Yes.
Ma'am, because... Yes, I did, because she wouldn't allow me to get it. She changed the locks.
Listen to me. You didn't sue her, did you, for your stuff?
Yes, I did. The court ordered her to give it back to me, and I didn't get it back until January the 1st of 2007.
Oh, so you did sue her. This is not the first time you've been in small claims court.
No, ma'am.
Really? I got it. Miss King, you're only entitled to half a month's rent. Change the locks, but you're entitled to half a month's rent. $152.50.
Okay.
Right? That's what your half a month's rent is.
Yes.
And that's what you offered to pay her.
Yes, I did.
$152.50. Absolutely right. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Claudia Blanco says ex-boyfriend Rene Trujillo owes for illegally repossessing her car. Rene is countersuing, claiming Claudia's negligence ruined his credit.
Ms. Blanco, Mr. Trujillo was your boyfriend.
Yes.
Your complaint alleges that he co-signed for a car for you.
Yes.
The car was titled in his name?
And mine.
But he was on the loan?
Yes.
You couldn't get credit?
Both of us were on the loan.
But you couldn't get credit yourself?
Yes.
You broke up. And the agreement, when he agreed to co-sign for you, from what I understand, was as follows. He would co-sign for you, and you would make regular payments on the car, timely, that you would maintain insurance on the car, that you would pay for his cell phone, maintain his cell phone. Anything else, sir?
Medical insurance.
And keep him on your medical insurance, pay for his medical insurance.
Yes.
That was in exchange for him obligating himself on the car loan. You broke up. According to Mr. Trujillo, you were late in many of your car payments, which damaged his credit.
Yes.
In addition, although he doesn't say it, you do, you canceled his cell phone and canceled his medical insurance.
In January of '07, yes. this year.
You canceled his medical insurance. There was no time limit on this contract.
It wasn't really an agreement that I was going to pay his cell phone insurance. It was more of a blackmail, and I have emails to prove that.
What do you mean? Just a sec. I'll see you in a sec. But it's my understanding, even from you, in your complaint, that we came to an agreement, this is what you swore to, that he would co-sign my car for me, and I would pay for his cell phone plan along with adding him to my medical insurance. That's what you say.
Yes.
So you canceled his cell phone, and you canceled his medical insurance. You fell behind in your car payments, and he repossessed the car and turned it back in. Is that what you did with it, or are you driving it?
I currently have the car.
You currently have the car, and you've made up the car payments.
Right, I write it up to date.
You want all the money that you put into the car.
Not necessarily all the money, the down payment that I put into and the payments, some of the payments that I did, and for insurance and the cell phone bill that I did remove them from it, but it wasn't really an agreement. And I have emails that show that it was more of, if I take them off, that the car deal would be done and deal with.
Well, that's true. You know, you don't understand, Ms. Blanco. If you made that agreement with him when he co-signed for the car for you, which is what you say in your complaint, and you subsequently break up. So you get the dates. When did you break up?
In September of '06.
And when was the car purchased?
July 22nd of '06.
And when did you take him off the cell phone?
The cell phone, I took him off in this February of '07.
And when did you cut him off of your health insurance?
They didn't cancel that until August 31st of this year, after he took the vehicle and everything.
When did you cancel him from the health insurance? Not when they took him off. When did you cancel him?
When I told him June of this year.
June?
Of '07.
And he repossessed the car?
June 10th.
Which he lied about repoing the car. He did not tell me anything.
He doesn't have to tell you anything. How many times were you late on car payments?
4 times. But I have proof from VW that I called them, everything, we stayed in touch.
I don't care whether you stayed in touch. What does that mean, Ms. Blanco, that you stayed in touch?
Because they cut my hours from work. It was very unexpected. On March 10th, we had a meeting and they told us, hey, we're cutting hours by Monday. I went from working 40-plus hours to 32 hours. There was no way I could come up with the money. I was trying my hardest to get a second job, and Renee knew about this. He knew that I was trying to get a second job. I kept in touch with him. I only paid $110 this time.
Ms. Blanco, you have to be a grown-up, sweetheart. Listen to me. You can't visit your problems on him. The fact that you were working with Volkswagen and they don't want your old car back, they want to work with you as long as they're going to get their money, right? That's one thing. That doesn't mean it's not reported to his credit as the co-signer. The fact that you lost hours impacted on him.
He knew
understand that.
I understand that.
That's his complaint, because he has a counterclaim. He says you ruined his credit because for 4 times, and I don't care if it was 4 times or 3 times or 2 times, if you don't make your car payment on time, the people who were responsible on that loan are going to be penalized. That was him. He has an absolute right to repossess the car for that alone. In addition to the fact that you had a contract with him, a verbal contract, he would obligate himself on the car if you would maintain him on his cell phone and your insurance. Well, after a while, you're not his girlfriend anymore. You say, I'm going to cancel that cell phone. I don't want to pay for a cell phone where he's calling other people, and I don't want to pay for his health insurance anymore. I'm canceling it.
It wasn't out of a malicious act to remove him.
It doesn't have to be malicious. That was your contract with him.
But it wasn't a contract.
Yes, it was. That's what you said. You said it was an agreement. We came to an agreement that he would co-sign my car for me and I would pay for his cell phone along with adding him to my health insurance. You want me to see what you signed?
I know. I circled that agreement part. It wasn't...
That's what you signed.
I know.
That's what you swore to.
It wasn't an
That's what you said happened. That's what he says happened. He may not want to revisit that now.
Your Honor, there's an email here that shows the only reason I kept that going was because
she doesn't understand that the email is going to support exactly what I said. Yeah, he says to you, you keep me on your insurance and your cell phone plan, and we'll keep the same car deal. That's what he says.
But it wasn't the car deal. The reason why it says car deal is because when we first signed up for the car, we signed up on July 22nd. A couple days after that, the guy that we did the car loan with called us in and said, hey, we have a better interest rate for you. If you come in, we could redo the contract. So I got sick a couple days after that, so we couldn't go right away. I had surgery, everything was fine. We went back and redid the contract, But before we did the contract, we got into an argument, and I said, you know what? We have to take this out of my name, or out of your name, put it into my own name, now that, you know, this is not how it's supposed to be. And in that email it says,
Ms. Blanco, was the car in both your names?
Yes.
Was the loan in both your names?
Yes.
Do you have proof, sir, that your credit score went from one thing to another?
I do.
Can I see it, please?
Sure. This is the before and the after with the credit scores highlighted.
I have the proof of, or not proof, but when we first co-signed the car, they did a credit check on us, and I have the credit score that they gave us on his and
Not
mine.
us, him.
And mine. Both of ours.
Just his.
Oh, you want
What
his?
was his?
His was 776.
Now it's 630. Now it's 630, based upon your 4 late payments. Now, is this a new car?
Yes.
You know, when you walk out of the showroom, the car is diminished by 20%?
Yes.
So he had to take over a car that was now worth 20% less because you ruined his credit, in addition to cutting off his cell phone and insurance. Forget that. So you don't get anything for that, Ms. Blanco? Nothing.
This was not, it wasn't an agreement. I know that it says in its agreement, but when we were signing it upstairs, I circled it and said it wasn't really an agreement.
Whether it was or it was not, you cannot ruin the co-signatory's credit rating because you had a problem with your job. That's not his problem.
He knew that, and we were trying. We both wanted to make payments on it, but they didn't take credit card. And I tried my hardest to get a second job.
Crying. Did you buy a new car?
No, I have not.
Why not?
I'm saving up for it.
Good. That's what you should have done.
Payments.
That's what you should have done.
And that's what we wanted to do, and I wanted to do, and I have proof that I tried my hardest to get my car to pass smog so that I didn't have to get a new car. Chucky was also there as when I was searching for a new car. I did not want payments whatsoever, and he convinced me to get a new car and get payments.
You are a very strong young lady, and you don't seem to me like somebody who's shy. You got into difficulty. He had a right to take back the car.
Not the way he did, though.
Listen.
I was at work, Your Honor.
I'm not saying he was Prince Charming. He had a right to take back the car.
But I was at work, Your Honor, when he came, and I had lunch with my boss, and he just took the car. He did not warn me. After lying about having the spare key.
I'm not the moral police, Ms. Blanco. I'm here to decide a legal issue. The legal issue is, did he have the right to take the car? Absolutely. Did he have the right to sell the car? Absolutely. Does he have the right to keep the car and make the payments? Absolutely. That is his prerogative because you ruined his credit. You have no right to do that. You have to be a big grown-up girl and not say, because I lost my job, I had surgery, I had other things that happened to me, and I had this and I have that. It's not my fault. He took the car the way I was having lunch with my boss. He didn't give me notice. You breached the contract to make the payments in a timely manner. May not have been of your own volition. It may have been because, I don't know, the sky was falling and henny penny and whatever other reason it was, but that can't impact on him. He's not your boyfriend anymore. He's not your boyfriend. He's not your father. He's not your brother. He has no moral obligation to you whatsoever. Now, you're driving the car, sir?
No, it's currently garaged at my mother's house.
Why?
Because I have nowhere to put it at. I go to San Francisco State, and I have no
Well,
garage.
who's going to drive the car?
My mom's driving it right now.
Oh, your mom's driving it. Good. So you have a nice car, right?
Right.
Good. So what are you complaining about?
By the time I sell the car to my supervisor here, I won't have lost $5,000.
Well, you should have sold it to Hasuna.
She's going to apply for a loan.
You should have sold it to Hasuna. That's not her problem. That's your problem.
Okay.
You took back the car. Car is in good running order.
Yes.
And now you're paying for it, and you're going to sell it to somebody else.
To her.
And right now your mother's driving it.
Right.
Very nice. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
Okay.
So is your claim. You're not entitled to any money back. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Crystal Kim says former roommates Marcus Thompson and Darian Harris won't return her furniture. Crystal also claims that Darian attempted to sexually assault her.
Miss Kim, how long have you known the defendants?
About a year.
And there came a time when you moved into an apartment with them. They already had the apartment.
Correct.
And when was that?
June 1st, 2007.
Did you have your own bedroom?
Yes, I did.
And you were supposed to pay rent?
That was not the agreement.
You going to live there free?
No.
Well, either you live there free or you pay rent.
What the agreement was if I were to move in, I would pay for utilities, I would pay for gas, I would pay for the cable, I would pay for the internet, the phone.
So you were going to pay all the utilities?
We shared the gas, and then I paid the majority of everything else, correct?
Is that your agreement?
No, that was not the
What was the agreement?
The agreement that we had when Crystal moved in with us, it was correct for internet, phone, cable, and some grocery.
Okay. When did you move out, by the way?
January 15th, 2008.
And I assume you have proof that you paid all those expenses while you were living there?
Yes.
Great. So that was the agreement. She wasn't going to pay rent. Phone, cable, internet, and buy groceries.
Yes.
Your claim is that when you moved in, you bought some furniture, and they were supposed to pay you back for their 2/3 of the furniture. When you moved out on January 15th, 2008, you left the furniture there, and they refused to pay you for it, and they had never paid you for it. The defendants say that you did not pay rent. You used the word rent while you were there. You lived there for 9 months, and they're keeping the furniture. That's your defense.
Yes.
You also claim that one of these two young men assaulted you.
Yes.
And you want to be compensated for that harassment. So I'd like to see your checks for the phone bill, the cable, and the internet from June until January.
All the transactions were done in cash.
Then just give me the receipts.
I have the receipt of the furniture that was purchased on my
I'm not
credit card.
interested in the furniture. Listen to what their defense is. Their defense is that you lived there free for 9 months, and they let you live there free without paying these expenses that you were supposed to pay because you had purchased furniture. Am I reading your defense correctly?
Yes.
I mean, is that true? Pay the phone bill.
She did.
And she paid for groceries?
That was breached.
When?
That was breached the second month that she was there. Crystal purchased groceries 2, maybe 3 times at the most. And then it became a situation where she just purchased food for herself. And I also want to add that she was only...
Just a second. Did you have that discussion with them?
No. I moved in. I paid for groceries for everybody. Everybody was fed. It got to a point where after a while, I was never even there. I was working 2 jobs. I went to school full-time. I was never home to eat. I was never home to go grocery shopping. The agreement when I moved in was nothing about groceries at all.
Well, you already told me you bought food for everybody.
I did, but I just help out.
But that was your agreement. That was your rent, Miss Kim. That was your rent, whether you were eating there or not. Then you should have gone back and said to them, listen, we have to redo this agreement because I'm not here and I'm not eating. So I don't want to buy groceries. I have a bedroom. I'll pay something towards the rent on the house or the apartment, but I'm not going to buy groceries because I'm not eating here.
I also gave them money for rent.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, fine. You didn't tell me that. You told me you didn't give them money for rent.
The agreement was I didn't have to pay rent, but I still did.
How much did you pay them?
Whatever they asked me. One time they wanted $200. Next month they wanted $100. Our rent was only $500, so it was split between 4 people.
Who was the 4th?
My girlfriend. Well, she was a girlfriend. Her name is Tiffany.
Did she give you money?
No. I personally never witnessed or accepted rent money from Crystal. And just a quick point, Crystal came home every night. It was never a night when she ever didn't come home.
Did you ever accept any cash from her?
In situations where we needed help with the utilities, never for rent. Rent was always handled by Darian and I.
Whatever it was, you accepted cash from her?
Small deposits, Your Honor.
Whatever. All right, you have to give the furniture back. Do you understand? Furniture goes back to her. You cannot have a loose kind of arrangement like this and expect somebody else to figure out. You're supposed to have a contract. It doesn't always have to be in writing. It should be in writing.
Yes.
But you have to have a contract. You pay $40 a week, plus your own phone. You pay $200 a month, plus a quarter of the utilities. You can't have this nebulous arrangement and then expect me to figure it out. Do you understand?
Yes.
Put your hand down. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Perfect. So she's getting her furniture back, 5 days.
They've damaged the furniture.
Listen, you shouldn't have left it there any longer than you had to. 5 days from today, you get your furniture back. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Put your hand down.
Okay.
5 days from today, she gets her furniture back. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, you want to give me this assault in 30 seconds or less? Now, Miss Kim, you want to give me this assault in 30 seconds or less?
Sure. One night, Friday night, October, we went out to a bar. Probably 9 o'clock, we all got home from work. We all went, we had a couple of drinks, we came home, and we watched a movie. When I fell asleep, we all fell asleep. Marcus and Tiffany decided to go into the bedroom and go to bed, where Darian waited outside for me.
Who's Darian?
That's me.
Go ahead.
I woke up, it was at 7 a.m. He was on top of me, one hand down, unbuttoning my pants, another trying to touch the upper part of my breast.
And?
I eventually woke up. I pushed him off.
So you pushed him off, and?
I ran into my bedroom.
And that was in October?
That was October. I locked myself in my room.
Yeah, and?
Called my girlfriend, didn't know what to do.
And?
I stood there overnight, waited till everyone woke up. I grabbed Marcus, talked to Marcus, and asked him what I should do. And he told me, he's like, I'll be behind you 100%, but
you lived there October, November, and December. Are you telling me that you didn't speak to, what's your name?
Darian.
Darian?
No, we spoke.
October, November, and December?
We spoke.
Did you tell him that his advances were uncalled for and unwarranted?
Yes, and he apologized.
And you stayed there? And did you have any trouble with him after that?
I did.
Tell me.
He thought that he could do whatever. He made me feel uncomfortable.
Who cares what he made you feel uncomfortable? Getting your furniture back. Stop with the nonsense. He made unwanted advances. He apologized. Everybody had a little too much to drink. You were on the couch. Were you on the couch?
Yes, I was on the couch.
Shouldn't have done it. Stopped. Didn't assault you in any way. Didn't
touching my breasts.
Didn't.
And getting down my pants is...
Did you call the police?
He told me not to.
Did you call the police?
No, I didn't.
Did you stay there for 3 months?
Yes.
Goodbye, Miss Kim. You get your furniture back.
Damian Cecere says he helped friend Amy Brown with a loan to get started in a vitamin-selling business. Damian claims Amy has yet to pay him back.
Pronounce your last name for me.
Cecere.
Mr. Cecere, I want you to understand that I have some familiarity with the kind of business that you're in. Do you want to explain it to Bert, or would you like me to do it?
The nature of the business?
Yes.
Essentially, I have my friend Ronald here who has been in the business for 12 years, and he...
Ronald doesn't have to explain it.
Okay.
I'm going to, in very simplistic terms, explain it to Bert. You tell me if I'm wrong.
All right.
Simple. You have this vitamin bottle, because that's what they sell, vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronald, that's this guy over here, he's been in the business 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
He sometimes sells these vitamins. But what he does mostly is get other people under him who sell vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
And depending upon at what level they buy in, they could buy in with $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, they get product. He brings him in. Mr. Sincere over here buys $5,000 worth of product. He gets a piece of that.
Sure.
So it's like slavery, you know. What you do is he brings in, what's your first name?
Damien.
He brings in a lot of Damiens. Damien 1, Damien 2, Damien 3, Damien 4. And whatever Damien orders from the business, not sells, but orders from the business, Ronald gets a piece of.
Multi-level marketing.
Correct. Now, so then it inures to Damien 1 through 5. They say, listen, we want to be Ronald too.
Of course.
So we're going to see if we can get, what's your name?
Amy.
A whole bunch of Amy's under us to buy as much product as he can, because they get a piece of whatever Amy buys.
Of course. And
And
him
they
too.
also, and so does Ronald.
That's right.
Because Ronald gets a smaller piece of Amy, but he still gets a piece of Amy. And then, what's your name?
Damien.
What's your name?
Cody.
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 I want to get a whole bunch of Codys because that's the way I'm going to make my money. And he's going to get a little piece of Cody, and he's going to get a smaller piece of Cody, but everybody's going to get a piece of Cody. That's the way the game works.
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
That's right.
Pretty much. Now, you also reach certain levels in this business, because if you're a master, or if you're a guru, or if you're a titan, or if you're an Ogatunji, whatever it is, what happens is they give you perks.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get perks in your business, like a car?
If you get high enough, you do.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
You think this
but...
is a scheme that I haven't been through a couple of times in my life?
No, I didn't say that.
All right, I got it. So if you get up really high, if you get to be a Grandmaster Ungatunji, they give you a BMW.
Of course.
Or they give you a Mercedes. So there are advantages for Ronald to get a whole bunch of Damiens, and for Damiens to get a whole bunch of Amy's, and for Amy's to get a whole bunch of Cody's, because in addition to getting the money, you also get the perks. That's the drill. Now, Damien over here got Amy involved in the business, and she bought inventory. How much worth, sir?
It was worth $5,000.
What are you asking him for? The questions are going to get harder.
Oh, my. I think it was worth about $5,000, and he actually put up $3,300.
Okay, but you put up the money for her.
Yes, I did.
On your credit card.
Yes, I did.
Because you were hoping that she was going to do well in the business, and she wasn't such a good salesperson. And she couldn't find a Cody if she killed herself. She couldn't find a Cody. So you ended up getting stiffed for your money.
Correct.
And she sent back some of her product.
Right, some of it.
But you want, because you're stuck with the bill now, because you're not a Grandmaster Ogatunji yet.
Right.
There isn't any such thing as a
There may be, I'm
Grandmaster
not that high
Ogatunji,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of made that up because it sounded funny. So you want her to pay you the money. Miss Brown says you gave her all kinds of sales pitch. You told her she was going to make a fortune, that there were Codys floating around under every rock, that she was going to be able to sell these vitamins, that they were the greatest thing since sliced bread. And she couldn't do it because she was no salesperson. And since you didn't help her, she sent back the product that she hadn't used. If you have the bill, that's your problem. Okay, we have certain things that we understand. We understand that he bought in for $3,300 and put it on his credit card. That is an agreed state of fact. It is also agreed that you agreed to pay him back that money for starting you in this business. This was going to be your business. You were going to be a grand female Ugatunja. Didn't work out. Wasn't your thing. So what did you do?
I asked for his help several times.
How did you do that?
Either phone conversations or via email.
And what did he say to you?
Usually it was, yeah, we need to get together and talk about this, which never happened. And after so many attempts, I just sent all the product back.
And what did he say?
He was fine with it as far as I knew. I told him I was going to do it, and he said he understood.
So, when did he decide to sue you?
I just was served about 2 weeks ago.
When was this that you sent back the product?
I believe it was May or June of 2006.
So why did you wait to sue her, sir? Is not an answer.
Okay. I wanted to work with Amy to give her an opportunity to pay back the remaining balance.
Well, had you asked her for it?
Of course.
How many times did you ask her for the balance?
Numerous. Both on the phone, and then when she started not returning my phone calls, our relationship was degraded. And I have in emails that she said she would indeed pay back the remaining balance.
Can I see it, please?
May I say something else, Your Honor?
Yes.
I absolutely did make every attempt to not only talk to Amy on the phone, but to get together with her, to involve her in opportunity meetings. Ronald also met her in Anaheim for a meeting. I feel like we put forth a very fair and aggressive effort to assist her with this.
It is clear to me that over the course of several months, you agreed to pay him.
And I agreed to make payments.
So why didn't you?
Because at the time I had lost my job, I was laid off, and I just bought my condo. And
you just bought your condo?
I just bought a condo, and then I was laid off, and then I was trying to get caught up with my other bills, which were a priority.
Well, then you acknowledged this debt to him.
A portion of it.
Well, which portion of it, madam?
I agreed to, okay, he had agreed to help me with.
Listen, we're beyond that. We had agreed to help you. Now I have emails where you clearly acknowledge the debt, which belies what you told me, that he breached his contract to help you, which is why you don't have to pay him. So now we know that you agreed to pay him. So I'm asking you why. Is it because you bought a condo?
No, the condo was prior to even meeting him.
Well, so what does that have to do with paying him back?
Well,
your business?
no, I had been laid off, and that's when I met him, and he convinced me to do this so that I can make money. Then
it didn't work out, and you returned the product, and you still said, I'm going to pay you. So what stopped you?
Well, I didn't agree with the amounts that he was saying I owed him.
Well, how much do you say you owe him? That's where I started 5 minutes ago.
Okay, I believe I owe him maybe $1,000 just based on the portions of it that I was able to sell.
Well, how much did you sell?
Maybe a couple $100 worth to just...
Where are your records?
There's no record. I mean, you sell the container to people for cash.
What do you mean, you sell it for cash and then you don't report it to anybody? Not even the government? How do you expect to pay your taxes?
I don't know. This is something he was supposed to help me with.
He's not supposed to help you with that. This is your business.
Well, this is what he promised to help me with. I have the emails where he stated he promised to help me as well.
How much product? $3,300. How much product did she send back?
She returned $699.30, which was credited to my credit card. And she gave me a personal check for $300.
And you cashed it?
Of course.
Good.
Also, Your Honor, Originally, I gave Amy a can, 2 cans of product, which I said you can pay me back for. Just give me the same cans once you get your order, and she never did, so I had added that in as well.
You're going to have to live with that, sir, Damien.
Okay.
So she returned $700 worth of product, bringing it down to $2,600, and she gave you $300, leaving a grand total of $2,300.
And they actually prorated that, that they don't refund you the full amount. So they only give you, I think, 80 to 90% back.
And
that's what was credited to his credit card.
Well, that's all right. He has to be made whole. You're a big girl. How old are you?
36.
What?
36.
36. 36 years old. You make a decision. It doesn't work out. You have to take care of the consequences. These are slick guys. This is the way they make a living. They find people who are young, looking to start a new life, start a new business, not worked out in other fields, and they say, listen, you can make a lot of money. And some people make a lot of money. Ronald makes a good living, right? Damien, I don't know. Do you make a good living?
I'm working on it.
Well, how much did you earn last year?
With Just For You Live?
Yes.
I'd have to look at my tax return.
Let's try to give me a round ballpark figure, Damien.
I'm going to say probably around $8,000.
8. You make a lot more. You've been there 12 years.
Yeah.
How long have you been in, Damien?
About 3 years.
Oh, when you're there 12 years, you're going to have that Mercedes you want.
I hope so.
What kind of car do you drive, Ronald?
I drove a BMW.
Now.
Can I say something?
Sure.
The business has a 1-year money-back guarantee. So at any point, she could have returned the product and got 90% of her money back. The business isn't designed for people to fail. If they don't want to do it, if they get a new job, that's okay. So if there was ever a discrepancy, she could have returned all the product and Damien would have got reimbursed. So.
But she didn't.
Right.
She's got to pay him.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,300. Thank you. That's all.
Tina Corville is suing her estranged daughter-in-law, Jennifer Corville, for an unpaid loan and car insurance payments. Jennifer says Tina's son is a deadbeat.
This is the son?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law. It is your claim that while she and your son were living in your home, you made a series of loans to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Corville says that you made gifts to her because she was the only one working in her family. Your son wasn't working, so she needed some car payments made in order to get her back and forth to work, and some insurance payments made on the car. I have a few questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
25.
What do you do for a living?
I'm unemployed at the moment.
How long have you been unemployed?
For not that long, because I had a job January 1st whenever I had put her out.
Listen to me. Listen to me. How long have you been unemployed?
Since January 1st.
Of 2007?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to January 1st, 2007, your mother says that you weren't working a good part of the time. That's what your mother says.
Yes,
Is she lying?
That's true. No, ma'am, that's true.
How long did you have the January job?
Not long, because I didn't even
Just
go
don't tell me because.
No, ma'am, I hadn't gone offshore. It was an offshore job, and I didn't have a ride to go offshore. That's why I didn't have that job. I hadn't
So
even
you
worked
didn't
one
have
day.
a job?
I had the job. I got hired.
When was the
took-
last time that you got a paycheck, Mr.
I
Corville?
didn't get a paycheck from them because I never worked one day
Mr.
because
Corville,
I
I
didn't have
want
a
you to
ride.
listen to, put on your listening ear, sir.
Okay.
When was the last time, month and year, that you had a paycheck? Think hard.
2006, and I can't give you the exact month.
Well, give me close to the
Okay.
exact month.
About the 10th month, or maybe even the 9th.
What would that be, the 9th month?
The 9th month
Yeah.
is September. Took me a while.
Good. September. Now, in August, who did you work for?
Pizza Hut.
Doing what?
Delivery driver.
How long did that last?
Not long.
Why?
Because I was told I couldn't use the car to do it no more. I was putting wear and tear on our car.
Your Honor, that was our car at the time. I was a manager at Pizza Hut.
Listen, you know what kind of sympathy I have for you? Zero. You picked him. And not only did you pick him, but you picked him, and you have a child.
Not with me.
I know that.
Okay. I was just clarifying it.
You know, put your hand down. Sometimes it's better to be alone. Sometimes the loneliest you can be is when you're with somebody.
Yep.
Your son, who is without a job, moves in with you, with his wife and her child.
Yes, ma'am.
How old was he when he left home?
He's been in and out of home since he's 12 years old.
In and out of your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how did you feel about it when he told you he was getting married?
Didn't know the girl long enough.
But she has a job, right?
Yeah, at the time she did have a job, yes, ma'am.
Now, your son had no job at the time.
At the time?
At the time?
At the time, he did have a job.
Doing what?
He did sheet metal.
What happened to that job?
He had differences with the guy.
Yeah, the guy fired me because I asked for a raise.
And what did he say when you asked him for a raise?
He told me he didn't feel that I deserved it, and if I felt like I really needed it, I could go look for a job elsewhere because I no longer had one with him.
No, that's not what he said.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
said, I don't feel as if you deserve it. If you feel as if you deserve more, go elsewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, he didn't say that you can't have a job with him. He said, go elsewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you went, where'd you go?
To Pizza Hut.
Was that paying more than your sheet metal job?
Yes, ma'am.
Nah.
With the tips, yes,
No.
ma'am. Okay.
Now, tell me about this first loan. After they got married, they moved in with you because he's not working, right?
Yes, Shauna.
Were they paying rent in your house?
Not at the beginning, no.
Were they paying rent later?
When the second go around, they were going to pay rent. They moved in twice last year.
Fine. Well, the second time they moved in, did they pay rent?
1 month.
How much?
$150.
And who paid the rent?
My son.
What was he doing?
He was working for
Trim.
Newcom.
Yeah.
What happened to that job?
We had went and we had a court date for me and her both to attend to, and we asked the
What kind of court
instructor-
date?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you.
You had a court date and you don't remember?
Yes,
What kind of
ma'am.
court date did you have?
It was actually court for his paternity test.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing to do with me.
But
For
we
a
left.
quiet. For a paternity test for what?
His second child.
He has children?
Yes, ma'am.
Wunderbar.
He has two, one for two different women.
Now, how much money in total did you give Miss Corville?
$958.
Tell me what it was for.
In January.
January of what?
Of 2006. She bought a car with her income tax. Didn't have money for the insurance, so I loaned her $200.
Just a second. Tell me about what she didn't have money for the insurance, and she said to you
she would pay me back.
Did you have that discussion with her or with your son?
With her.
Tell me about the discussion.
She said that she would help us, give us the money because of the fact he was out of work. And she didn't want to see us without a car because if we didn't have a car, we were unable to work.
Was he
And that she
working?
said-
Was he working at the time?
No, ma'am.
Did you subsequently get a job, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you did? Good. Where did you get a job?
That's whenever I went to the electrical company.
And how did you get to the electrical company?
She had brought me a few occasions.
Who did?
Miss Jennifer.
Your wife?
My wife, yes, ma'am.
What's next?
In May, she called me at work crying because she had a payday loan that she had taken before they were married, crying because she was going to get arrested. Could she please borrow some money?
Is that right?
It is.
Good. How much was that?
$305.
80.
That you owe her. Go ahead.
Then in September the 19th, their ABC insurance canceled. So they had to find new insurance.
They had to find new insurance?
She had to find new insurance.
Where were you working? You told me you were working in September, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's whenever we were both working at Newcom.
Oh, okay, so you were both working?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were using her car to get there?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, good. Perfect.
So I paid her down payment for $155.
That's
for
fine.
the Geico.
That ensures that your son is working.
She was short $100 because they both lost their jobs. She was short $100, so to keep her car, I put the $100 difference in pay that she would pay me back when she'd find another job.
Why'd you get him to pay you some money?
It wasn't his car.
He was using it. They were a married couple.
No,
listen. Miss Corville.
I had lost
Your son
3
put her
jobs.
out of the house when?
January 1st, 2007. Why?
What was my question?
I couldn't use the car to go find a job, nothing. She had stopped letting me use the car, everything. That was her
Really?
car.
And you had been using the car to go and look for a job?
No, ma'am.
Well, you said
hadn't
she
let me.
stopped.
Yeah,
let you
like
use
she hadn't let me. And within 3 months since we had been back over there, I had got a job and went to Houma. That was the only time.
So that's why you threw her out?
Yes, ma'am, because I was supposed to be leaving to go offshore and she wouldn't bring me.
Go ahead.
He didn't get a job in Houma. He actually went to Houma to get a job. He failed his drug test, and he was unable to work offshore. So he actually didn't
What
work.
kind of drugs were you taking that you failed the drug test?
None.
You mean that the test was a mistake?
No, ma'am, I was going offshore.
So you didn't fail the drug
No,
test?
ma'am.
Would you like to take one today?
Doesn't matter.
She owes you for the payday loan. That she owes you for. For the car, consider it a contribution to your son. Do you understand?
Yes, Shauna.
Good. Judge 30580. That's all. Thank you very much.
Norma Villa says her sister, Alicia Vasquez, owes for car payments, car repairs, and money loans.
Miss Villa, the defendant is your sister.
That's correct.
And some time ago, she needed a car. You agreed to take out a loan in your name.
That is correct, Your Honor.
What kind of car did she buy?
It was a 99 volts Jetta.
How much was the loan?
For $11,809, I believe.
So that was very nice of your sister. When did she take out the loan for you?
In 2003 of June.
And you made the payments on the loan?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Until when?
Until March of 2005.
What happened in March of 2005?
I lost my job, and I was fighting an appeal for unemployment, and so I couldn't make the payments after in April and May.
That's what your lawsuit wants?
Yes.
April and May's car payment, as well as a substantial amount of money because you claimed that your sister abandoned the car and destroyed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Caused a lot of damage to the car. Cost you $2,000 to put the car back into shape. You are now driving the car and paying it off.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You acknowledge that you didn't make April and May's car payment?
Yes, ma'am.
So you acknowledge that you owe that to your sister because somebody had to make it?
No, ma'am. What happened was I didn't have money to pay April and May, and she said that she would either try to help me or that if she couldn't help me in any way, then to go ahead and take the tires, because I kept telling her, what about my rims? And she said, if I can't help you, if you can't make the payment, then fork it. You know, I don't have money. And she said, I don't have money or anything, so go ahead and take the rims off.
Miss Vasquez, somebody paid April and May's car payment. It was not you.
Well, Your Honor, what happened was she didn't pay the April and May payment. Actually, she told me that the bank had reported the car stolen. So I lived with my mom.
Somebody has now made April and May's car payment if she's driving the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Who had the car in April?
I had the car in April.
Who had the car in May?
I did, ma'am. But
Just
I also...
a second. Listen to me. If you had the car in April and drove it, and you had the car in May and drove it, why should anybody else make the car payment for you? That was not your agreement with your sister.
Right, ma'am, but see, what happened was we were waiting for an appeal to go through for my unemployment so I can pay those payments.
I don't give a rat's behind about your appeal for unemployment. I asked you a very simple question. The very simple question was, if you drove the car in April and you drove the car in May, who should pay for the car?
Well, I should have paid for the car.
That's the answer. You drove it. You pay for it.
Well, now she's driving the car, so...
She's not asking you for anything else.
But I put a down payment on the vehicle, which was $800.
In 2003?
Yes, ma'am. But I already paid $6,000 on the vehicle.
How much a month did you pay for the car?
I paid $328 a month.
And how much do you think it would cost you to rent a car?
I have no idea, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a homemaker now, ma'am.
Who supports you?
Unemployment.
How many children do you support?
I support 2.
Do they live with you?
One of them does.
Where does the other one live?
With his dad.
And who else lives in your home?
My husband.
And what does he do for a living?
He's unemployed.
Why?
Because it's been hard for him to find a job because he doesn't have documents.
Well, yes, you always ask one question too many. Do you have documents?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a U.S. citizen.
Then you have to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. And take care of your baby.
That's what he did.
Good. But you both can't stay home?
Right. Now, well, I just
then stick your sister with your car payment, because if you're both not working, you don't even need a car. If you're sitting around doing nothing, then you don't need a car.
But we had made an agreement, because I had told her, we had made an agreement, me and her had made an agreement to where, because she knew that I couldn't make the payments, and she had agreed that she would wait for me to go to court and then go ahead and just pay the car payment even if it was late. We had made the agreement, me and her. That's
incorrect, Your Honor. Does not make any sense.
What do you do for a living, Miss Fia?
I'm a team manager for a well-known company.
And you have children?
I have 4.
You support them?
I do.
Do they live with you?
They do.
Anybody else live in your house other than your 4 children?
My husband.
Does he work?
Yes, he does.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a manager for a contracting company.
Makes a good living?
Yes, he does.
You own a home?
I own 2, ma'am.
Have mortgages?
Yes.
Have cars?
Yes.
Have car payments?
Yes.
See what I mean? That, Miss Vasquez, is the American dream.
Well, that's my American dream someday.
Do you understand? You can't stay home in your house,
right,
hoping the American dream will find you.
Right.
And you can't encumber anybody else with your problems.
I understand, ma'am, but I was fighting an appeal at the time, and that's
You
why...
already told me that 3 times. You don't visit that on your sister. Now, how much was each car payment?
They're $328 plus the late delinquency.
And what was the late fee?
I have a breakdown if you need that.
Yeah.
And then I have photos. I don't know if you need them, but they're the damages.
I want to see the damage that you allege to the car.
And the house that you see there in that photo is my defendant's witness's mom's house. So what a coincidence for that one.
You told us to leave the car there.
No. Be truthful. You just got
no.
sworn in.
Shh. Did you take the wheels off this car?
They're my tires. She told me that it was okay to do that,
The car was not given to her
She
like
told
that.
me days before that there was insurance on the vehicle before she was mad and angry and did all this. And she told me I had told her, well, Norma, I haven't went to court yet for my unemployment to pay.
No.
I'm being honest.
Listen, I want you to let her speak. Do you understand? Okay. And I don't want you to interrupt her again.
Okay.
Keep going.
She told me that I told her to ask the bank if she can tell the bank that the money was, lost in the mail.
So you asked her,
yes,
to lie to the bank.
I asked her. Yes, ma'am.
That the check was in the mail.
Yes.
When it really wasn't in the mail.
Right.
So you lied.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted her to lie.
And she did.
Just a second. And according to you, she lied for you.
Mm-hmm. She said that she was going to tell the bank that that it was lost in the mail, and by that time I should have my money to go, so I could go ahead and pay the payments with the late fee.
Okay. So you asked her to lie for you, and she did lie for you.
Right.
And then when it came time for you to send the money, you still didn't send it.
No, what happened was days after that, she said that the bank had reported the car stolen. And she called my mom. She wouldn't talk to me no more. She called my mom, and she told my mom the car was reported stolen. I'd be taken out by gunpoint and to leave the car. So I lived with my mom. She could have went and picked up. She didn't have to do all this. She could have went and picked the car up at my mom's house. The car was never moved again until that she told my sister-in-law on the phone to leave it somewhere where the police could find it, which I don't understand. And she had told me way before all this happened to take the rims off if she couldn't make the payment. That's the honest truth, Your Honor. That now for the inside is not damaged. What happened is I've had that car for 2 years. I do have a daughter, and the inside of the vehicle, of course, is going to get dirty, but it's not demolished.
Just because you have a daughter doesn't mean that a car has to look like this.
Well, it's the interior, ma'am. It's the interior. When my daughter, sometimes she got car sick, she'd throw up, and we would clean it with, when you clean the car, it stains.
Well, then let me ask you a question. Who's supposed to take care of that now that you no longer have the car?
Well, I would...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's supposed to take care of it? The bank?
I am.
Right! There you go! Now, my next question to you. This nothing is my responsibility. When you put new rims on the car, what did you do with the old ones?
The old rims stayed at the dealer where I got the tires at.
Well, that's your problem. Because if you put something new on the car that you wanted to take back, then it was your responsibility to put back the original ones.
But my sister told me to do that.
I don't believe you! She's a responsible, reliable person who has a job, and she has a husband who is employed, and she supports a household with 4 children, and she has 2 homes and 2 mortgages and car payments of her own, and she doesn't seem to be making excuses that not anything is my fault.
I'm not saying nothing's my fault.
Pay careful attention.
Yes, ma'am.
If you take out a radio and you put in a more expensive one, and then you have to send back the car to the company because you can't afford it, you don't leave it with no radio. You put back the original one. You don't leave it like this.
She told me to leave it like that,
I don't believe you.
She told me to leave the car on brakes and to take my rims off of it. Honest to truth. Tell
Makes
her.
sense.
Tell the truth.
Makes sense.
Tell the truth, sis.
No, just don't speak to each other. I don't believe that she said it to you. Even if she did say it to you, then, if you're a grown-up, you say, look, I've had this car for 2 years. If I can't get the wheels that were originally on the car, I'm just going to have to take the loss and leave the ones that are on the car because somebody is going to be penalized for this. It's not going to be you because your name isn't anywhere on the paperwork. It's got to be the person whose name is on the paperwork. That's her.
That's probably why she told me there was insurance on the car and to do that.
Listen, I want you to get a copy of my book. It's a book that I wrote a long time ago. Beauty Fades, Dumb is Forever. I'm trying to educate you.
Yes, ma'am.
You won't let it happen. When you do things in life, you're supposed to accept responsibility.
I accept the responsibility that I took the tires because
no, you accept responsibility that you took the tires, but you don't want to pay for it. That's the responsibility. You said, of course I took them.
Well, I did a down payment on the car. I put $800 in the car. She's driving the car. She's saying that it was demolished, that it didn't work. I mean,
Madam,
that doesn't make any sense.
Listen to me.
That should cover my $800.
When you buy a car, any car, new or used, as soon as you drive the car out of a showroom, it depreciates. Do you understand that? That requires a simple yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you put $800 down on the car and you drove the car out of the showroom, you lost your $800. Do I make myself clear? Mm-hmm. You don't get that back. Your car didn't appreciate in value because your daughter vomited on the back seat. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now let's get to this $315 rent check.
She was in the process of getting evicted, and she needed money. She couldn't get any money from anywhere.
This is in April. This is when she stopped paying for the car as well, in April.
Correct.
Well, tell me about it.
I didn't want her to lose a roof over her head. And
Tell me about the conversation. Where did it take place?
She called me and asked me over the phone at work and asked me if I can please lend her the money. Her husband's going to get work or she's going to get unemployment or whatever the case is. Can I please lend her $315 so that she can pay the eviction so that they won't evict her?
Okay,
But
she acknowledges that you gave her that money. When did you pay her back?
In June when I got, I had to get on cash aid.
You went on welfare?
Yes, because I had to move, Your Honor, to Santa Rosa.
Welfare gave you a lump sum check?
No, they gave me like a cash aid.
For how much?
It was like $380 something.
And you took that whole $300 and gave it to your sister?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you do for money?
I had to go stay with my mom temporarily, so the $80 that I had, that's in the food stamps that they had gave me.
Did she give you back the $300?
She didn't, Your Honor.
Of course not. It doesn't make sense that you got $380 from welfare, and after this major to-do that you had with your sister where you were annoyed with her about the car, and she said she may help you out with the payments, and you turned the car over to your sister, who was then very angry with you because the car was destroyed in the interior and didn't have any wheels at all and was up on blocks, that you paid her back the $300 that you owed her, saving only $80 for yourself. It doesn't make sense. You owe your sister $1,500. That's what you owe her reasonably to put the car back into condition and for this loan that you did not pay back. And I suggest that you and or your husband find some way of earning a living. You made a baby, you gotta get a job. That's all.
Crystal Anderson says former roommate Dr. Leonardo Rodriguez owes for the return of her security deposit. Leonardo is countersuing for the return of a computer modem.
Miss Anderson, you rented a room from the defendant in his house?
In a house, yes.
In a house. Do you live in the house also, sir?
Yes, I do.
And the intention was for you to live there for a year, although you did not have a written lease?
Correct.
It was your understanding that there was some sort of internet capacity in the house because you worked from the house?
Correct.
Did you have a discussion with the defendant about that?
About it before I moved in or it
Yes,
not working?
before.
Yes.
In any event, you moved in and you found out that you could not work from the house because there was no, I don't know, Zoom, internet, whatever it is. I don't do that machine. And you told him you were going to be moving out.
After it did
You
not
want
work.
your security deposit back. Yes. The defendant says that you broke the lease that you had with him because he was supposed to stay there for a year, even though you did not have a written lease. And even though he rented your apartment or your room, he doesn't have an obligation to return your security deposit. In addition, he says that you took a piece of property that belonged to the house, some sort of a modem. So let's get to his counterclaim to begin with. Do you have his modem?
No.
Did you take his modem?
No.
What makes you think she took your modem?
Well, I have a photograph of the modem in the house under her desk at the time that she moved out, and it's gone along with the other property. So I can only assume that she has it along with the other things that were in the room.
Is it possible you have his modem somewhere?
I did look. I don't have it. But I can also tell you that the desk that it was behind, I didn't remove from the room.
Who did?
The roommate that moved in. He had to disassemble it.
Okay, I removed the desk along with the roommate and removed the plasma television from the wall and put it outside.
She doesn't have your modem. She doesn't have your modem, and she doesn't look like a thief.
I agree.
Good. So we've taken care of your counterclaim.
Well,
she doesn't have it.
Well, not quite. I don't know if she has it.
She says she doesn't have it, and you have no proof that she took it.
I have proof that it was under her desk at the time that she moved out, and now it's nowhere to be found.
Well, you have a new roommate in there.
Right.
Maybe the new roommate took it when you were disassembling it.
We've gone through the entire room. We've
Just
looked
a second.
for it.
I didn't say that you haven't gone through the entire room. Maybe he took it. Maybe he's the thief. You don't think so?
Well, I never actually...
No. You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think she is either. Doesn't lady who has a responsible position, who gave you a substantial security deposit, who paid her rent on time when she was living there, would steal something from you and then look at me in the eye and say, I don't have it. I didn't take it. I don't have it.
I mean, you say that she's a responsible person. I don't necessarily think that's true. I mean, who agrees to a one-year lease and then leaves 4 months after it?
I'm going to tell you somebody, sir. She. And now she's going to tell me why she left. You gave him a security deposit in the amount of $2,500?
The security deposit was just $1,250.
Okay.
It was in addition
and
to
it's
personal
clear,
rent.
Mr. Rodriguez, because there's no allegation, that she left the room in other than reasonable conditions. So the only reason you're not returning her security deposit is because she breached the lease.
Correct.
Okay. When did you move in?
August 10th.
Did you pay August's rent?
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you pay September's rent?
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
What about October?
Paid the rent in full.
And November?
Paid the rent in full.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And when did you tell the defendant that you were leaving?
In the middle of October.
Did you tell him why?
Yes.
What did you tell him?
I told him that the internet continued to have problems and would continually break down, and therefore I would spend numerous hours continuing to try to make it work, try to connect it, and if it didn't, I'd have to call Time Warner.
And what did he say?
He said that he didn't realize that it was that big of an inconvenience, that he would have done more about it if he'd known that it was going to make me move out of the house.
The first time that I had heard that it was a problem was at the point that she was moving out. I had no idea when she moved in that she was planning to run her business, or her part of her business, out of the room.
Did she tell you that she needed internet connection, sir?
Absolutely.
And what did you tell her about it?
That there's internet connection that we all use. All 4 other people that live in the house are still to this day using an internet connection. However, it doesn't run at the speed that she needs to run her business. I never knew that she needed a specific speed to be run.
Is it slow running?
It runs average. It runs normal for me.
It would break down in my part of the room. It was split. The last time Time Warner had come to the house, they had spliced it so many times, according to what they say, that they would...
Don't tell me what they said to you. But you told him in mid-October, and you moved out in December.
December 1st.
When did the new roommate move in?
December 6th.
The new roommate's name is?
Lee.
How much was your rent each month?
$1,250.
And what is Lee's rent?
$1,250.
Did he pay December's rent?
Not in full.
In what amount did he not pay?
He paid minus 5 days of rent. I'm not sure the exact dollar amount.
Okay. Did you have all your property out by December 1st?
Minus a plasma TV and a desk.
So you did not have all your property out by December 1st?
Correct.
When was all of your property out?
I know for sure it was all out as of the 4th.
So you overstayed your stay by 4 days?
Yes.
Okay. You cannot profit, sir, from a situation that was handled totally appropriately. She did not damage the property. She gave you notice.
She absolutely did damage the property, Your Honor. I have proof that she damaged the property.
Oh, well, you didn't say that. Wait a second. Hold on a second. I want to see if you said that in your answer. Did you? Would you please show this to Mr. Rodriguez? That's his sworn answer. Would you please have him point out in his answer where he says that he's not returning her security deposit because she damaged the property?
I asked her to remove the trash, but she never did. I had to hire a repairman to clean out the trash, repair the walls, and change the locks.
Repair what walls, sir?
So the plasma television that she says that she moved out, or that I took down myself and put outside, left behind a number of large holes in the wall.
Show me your bill for fixing the holes in the wall.
This is the bill for fixing the holes in the wall.
Okay.
This is the estimate that it would have cost to remove all of those things and put them outside.
No. All I want is fixing the holes in the wall.
Your Honor, if I was...
Why did you change the locks?
Well, I didn't know Crystal before she moved in, and I...
Sir, you want to change the locks, change the locks. That's what you do as a landlord.
But, Your Honor, if I was in the business of being a landlord and...
Listen to me, sir. I want to see a picture of the wall, and I want to see a bill for spackling the hole in the wall. Period. Okay.
Your Honor, we had a one-year lease agreement.
You did not have a one-year lease, sir. One-year lease has to be in writing. Otherwise, it's a month-to-month. She gave you a month's notice. She gave you more than a month's notice.
Your Honor, we had a verbal lease agreement.
No, you have a lease agreement, sir, when it's in writing if it's for a year or more. Other than that, you have a month-to-month tenancy. And if you want something more than that, and if you want to lay out your rights and responsibilities, go get a form lease and sign it, and then you have a lease for a year or more. Do you understand? The only reason I am charging her the extra days is because she actually had property in your house. And if she actually has property, even if it's in the hall, that means she's still a tenant. So she didn't vacate December 1st. She actually kept property there for at least 4 days. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt for the 5th day because that's when you moved the new roommate in. So I am deducting $200.
Your Honor, the lease that you say is month-to-month. If I was interested in a beach rental for month-to-month, I would have charged much more than $1,250 a month.
Do whatever you want to do. You want to lease your place for a year or more, get a written lease that outlines everybody's responsibility. Other than that, you have a month-to-month tenancy. Most jurisdictions that I know. Now, it may be different from where you are, but any contract that has a duration for a year or more is supposed to be in writing. And if you choose not to do that, you do so at your own peril, sir. And you cannot profit from it. You didn't lose any money. You rented the room and took an additional security deposit. You didn't lose a month's rent. Ms. Anderson did absolutely the appropriate thing. She let you know in October that she was vacating in December, so she gave you more than 30 days to find a new roommate. You did, in fact, find a new tenant who paid you the exact same amount of money that she did, and I'm deleting from her request the amount that covers the 5 days that your tenant didn't pay for the month of December. giving you more than she's actually liable for because she's not liable for more than 30 days. But she kept stuff there, so she is, in fact, responsible for at least part of it. So you owe her $950. I am taking off $200 for the overstay because you lived there past December 1st, and I'm taking off $100 to plaster the wall. By the way, where did the new tenant put his TV?
He doesn't have a hanging television.
$950. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you. That's all.
Lori Torres is suing her ex-husband, Eric Bush, for the balance on an Isuzu rodeo. Lori says Eric is trying to pull a fast one.
Miss Torres, this gentleman used to be your husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was your husband for a relatively short period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
You and your husband decided that since you had resolved all of the financial issues, there were very limited financial issues, that you got one of those quick divorces. You got in a little kit that you bought in a stationery store, 1, 2, 3, $50 in and out.
Yes, ma'am.
But this was the problem. When you separated, according to what I've read in your complaint, there were 2 cars.
Yes.
The 2 of you decided that he would keep the automobile that was titled in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
There was still a loan outstanding on that automobile, and Mr. Bush agreed that he would take full responsibility for that car by taking care of the payments on the car, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And taking care of the insurance on the car. Generally taking care of everything on the car. It was your car, but it was still in her name because you had lousy credit. So far, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had the car for 6 or 7 months.
Yes.
So you had one car, she had the other. A car that you were driving was now your car, although it was in her name, was stolen.
Yes, ma'am.
When was it stolen?
Around March, end of March.
And in what month did you start driving the car exclusively? What month did you separate and take that car?
October, November.
That's 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
In the time that you had the car, did your former wife drive the car?
No, ma'am.
When you were living together, did you have insurance on both cars?
Yes, ma'am.
When you took this car, did you get a separate policy of insurance?
No, ma'am.
How did you deal with it?
We both had both vehicles on the same policy.
Who paid the bill?
We split it. She paid what her car was, I paid mine.
So it all worked out beautifully?
Yes.
Until the car got stolen?
Yes.
And there was a deficit that was owed on the car to the loan company.
Yes.
Mr. Bush, you say that there was a $4,000 deficit. You wrote out a check for $2,000, and you said to Ms. Torres, I paid enough. Rest is yours.
No, ma'am. We spoke about this previously before the insurance came back and made the payment to the loan company, which didn't cover the remaining amount. We spoke about that previously, about splitting it.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me about the conversation.
Well, ma'am, we spoke about it. I told her, you know, the car wasn't in my name. I didn't have the car. You know, he had it before we were married and even together. She made the bad decisions when she purchased the car, which put the car in debt automatically. And I told her, I said, you know, I've taken care of it. We've gone back and forth. You know, I didn't want the vehicle from the get-go, but I took it.
Just a second, listen to me. When you say you had discussions about it, did you come to an agreement? Is that what you're getting to? Or you
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
all I'm hearing is you told her. What did she agree to?
We agreed that whatever the insurance company did not pay, we would split it 50-50.
Good. Is that what you agreed to?
No, ma'am. There was no way I was in the position
Why would
to
she
make
do
a deal
that, Mr.
to
Bush?
pay for half of the vehicle.
Just a second. Why would she do that?
I don't know. I would, because it was her
I don't
vehicle.
believe that she did. No. It was your car. Let me ask you this question, sir. Let's say you kept this car for 20 years and it became a classic. Not an old wreck. It became a classic. And during that 20 years' time that it's in her name, you finished paying off the car. You put a lot of money into the car. You put new paint into the car. You put new rims in the car. And you're going to sell it. And you have an opportunity to sell that car for a lot more than it was paid for initially. How would you feel if Miss Torres came to you and said, listen, the car's in my name. I want the money. What would you say?
I'd be upset.
Oh, why would you be upset? The car's in her name.
Because I invested time into that.
Well, but you made bad choices.
Yeah.
You invested in a car that wasn't in your name. You invested in it. You put in rims on it. You put in new paint. You put in new insides. And all of a sudden she comes back and she says, listen, it was really nice of you. Car's in my name. I just sold it for $15,000. And you said, well, at least let's split it. She said, I don't want to split it with you. I want the whole thing myself. It's in my name. Isn't that what you're saying to me, Mr. Bush? You're saying I agreed to keep the car. She kept one. I kept the other. I made the payments faithfully, but something bad happened to the car. Why should I be responsible for what happened bad to the car when the car was in her name? Explain to me how that's different from the scenario that I just gave you.
She didn't invest a lot of time and money into that car. I did.
Do you see how foolish you sound, Mr. Bush? Very foolish. Now, You had a choice. You could have said, for all intents and purposes, this is my car, which is really what you said to her back in October. You said, it's my car. I can take my girlfriend out in it. I can take my fiancé out in it. I can take it to my wedding. I can take it on my honeymoon. You have nothing to do with this car. You do have a new girlfriend, right?
No.
Well, you did have, because according to you, just a second. Ah, maybe I'm thinking about the wrong Mr. Bush. Hold on a second. Are you the same Mr. Bush that wrote right here? I'm write a check for $2,000 directly to the finance company. What happened to that girlfriend?
It ended.
Did you give her back the $2,000?
Yes.
Oh, you see, you can't even look at me in the eye and say I gave her back the $2,000.
She got it back.
I doubt it. So, Mr. Bush, you see you did have a choice, sir. If this was your car, you could have increased the premium on the insurance and had a $500 deductible. If the car had been stolen, they would have paid you practically everything for the car, right? That was your choice. You could have paid a little bit more insurance, and the car would have been completely covered. It was your car. That was your agreement with her. It was going to be your car. You just couldn't have a car in your name, couldn't get it financed because you had bad credit. Why did you have such bad credit?
It's not because I had bad credit, ma'am. It's because I had my Harley loan, and the car that she's driving is in my name also. So with 2 vehicle loans to get another vehicle.
Was the Harley insured on the same policy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. 3 months after he left. He reinsured it through our policy without my knowledge.
Just a second. So you know how to get cars covered, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is this your first marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did it last?
Less than 1 year.
Perfect. You have no children together?
No, ma'am.
Even better. You say somebody was watching over me.
Definitely. Somebody was watching over me.
Right. Slick. How much is owed on the car? How much are they coming after you for?
The remaining balance is